This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown! Tiger Cats caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Good afternoon from Hamilton. It is hot, and it will be hot and exciting on the field. Two rivals, the Argonauts, the Tiger Cats, going head-to-head. The Tiger Cats coming off their best performance of the season. A win in BC where the Lions hadn't lost this year. Tiger Cats gave them their first loss of the season, and now the Argonauts, Luke, and a chance to string together back-to-back wins against two of the league top teams, and that would really change the perspective on the Tiger Cats in their 11th game of the season.
What a bounce back they made in BC after what was kind of the low point of the season right here at Tim Hortons Field against the Edmonton Elks 2 weeks ago. That BC game changed the whole direction and momentum of their season, and you're right, nothing would solidify that more than beating a team like the Argonauts, who come into Tim Hortons Field 8-1.
And they have dominated the Tiger Cats. They won the first game 32-14, the second game 31-15. Both games were big leads for the Argonauts at the half, so a good start for the Tiger Cats is crucial today.
Yeah, it is, and boy, it feels like 40 on the field. Actually, it probably feels like more than that. The black rubber down there occupies heat, and it is sweltering. And the sun, there's not a cloud in the sky to block the sun. That's going to be sort of an ongoing thing to battle with. A 3:30 kickoff doesn't afford you much shade.
No.
Even in the fourth quarter, we'll see how far the shade of the western stands moves across the field, but it's hard. We're going to see some stoppage of play for cramping and that kind of thing that the heat can cause. But apart from that heat, it is a beautiful day and a great day for football.
Well, you've got one little strand of shade in the south end at about the 4-yard line from the horizontal part of the upright. That's not going to help anyone.
The kick returner will stand there and wait until he has to get the ball.
That's right. It's officially 31 degrees, but it feels like 40. We know it's a hot day, supposed to be the hottest day of the year, and the Argonauts and Tiger Cats are almost set to go for the Labor Day Classic. We'll be back with a coin toss and kickoff. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. It's the Labor Day Classic from Tim Hortons Field. Thanks for joining us. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. The Tiger Cats in their made-in-the-hammer uniforms, the all-steel gray tops and pants with black numbers and black helmets, and the helmets have the H, the made-in-the-hammer H on the side, and the Argonauts will be wearing white tops, dark blue pants, and light blue helmets with the dark blue numbers, and the captain's heading out to midfield. Bailey Feltmate, Dylan Wynn, Gordon White, Brandon Revenberg, and Simone Lawrence. The Tiger Cats have not lost a Labor Day game that Simone Lawrence has played in.
That's right. Injured in last year's unfortunate loss that broke a streak of Tiger Cat wins in the Labor Day Classic, but he's played in a lot of good Labor Day games, including the first one at this field. That was also 55,000 degrees on the field. And that 2014, the first game at Tim Hortons Field in that win over the Argonauts.
So they're doing the coin toss. Let's see if we can have a listen. Dave Foxcroft is the referee for this game, and by the way, this will be Dave's last on-field assignment in the CFL. What a great representative of the CFL, terrific referee, and he'll be in the command center, but I would think he's probably going to be a coveted referee around, and probably not the last we'll hear of Dave Foxcroft. But this Labor Day in Hamilton probably had that on his list as what he wanted as his final on-field game. So it should be a lot of fun. Dave Foxcroft, great referee. We expect a great game. The Argos have been great. They're 8-1 this season. They've had all three of their byes. So now that's why they have a game in hand on Hamilton, and most teams, they've played the fewest games. This will be their 10th game of the season. Tiger Cats are at 4-6, and they're 1-4 at Tim Hortons Field, which is something we're not used to, seeing the Tiger Cats struggle at home. And they maybe can get it going this afternoon and change that.
Yep, well, they started to change a lot of the things that they struggled with last week in BC is turnovers, first down efficiency, second down conversions, touchdowns for, touchdowns against. They just played very, very well, very sound in all three phases a week ago, and now they're flipping fields to take the correct sides here. And
yeah, just to explain that, the Argonauts lined up on the left, the Tiger Cats on the right. In the coin toss, they had decided different ends. So now the two teams run past each other at midfield.
It was the Ticats who I think won and deferred to the second half, and now of course the Argos are going to take the ball. The wind is not overly substantial, but it is blowing off the mountain towards the water right now as the Ticats kick into it to start the game.
Luke, this will be a big aspect of this game. Argonauts, they end up with the best starting field position of any team in the CFL, and Javon Leake has been the most dangerous returner. He has 4 punt return touchdowns this season. The record is 5, and there's still half a season to go for the Argos, so he might be setting records this season. The Tiger Cats just hope it's not this afternoon.
Well, I said the wind's not overly substantial. The ball just got blown off the tee, so it's picking up on the field.
And Nick Cross will be the holder, and Corey Vedvik is going to be doing the kickoff, not Mark Leggio. So Vedvik kicks that up high, and he directs it more to Dejan Brissett. This has been a really weird start to this game, Luke. First of all, the teams lined up on the wrong side, so they had to switch that. Then the ball blew off the tee. It had to be held by Nick Cross. Corey Vedvik, the punter, is doing the kickoff, and he kicked the ball off, and they're doing it again.
Yeah, this got called dead while the ball was in the air, or just before the kick, actually.
Okay.
Picking up some beautiful audio from the
Yeah,
field
it's
level
Labor
there,
Day. Sold out at Tim Hortons Field. They're ready to go, those fans. So before a second has ticked off the clock, a lot has happened. So we'll do it again. I think we are set to go this time. Nick Cross is holding because of the wind that is blowing from right to left. The Tiger Cats will be going from left to right. Vedvik kicking into the wind, and it gets hung up. This time it does go to Javon Leake, and he gets across the 40, the 45, and the Tiger Cats finally push him out of bounds just a little bit shy of the Argonaut 50.
First play of the game, the LED ad strip on the far side of the field gets knocked over right off the bat. Pretty decent drive start, as you mentioned. Argonauts with great field position to start their drives throughout this season, but with this wind at their back, that kickoff really didn't make it too far down the field, and after a decent return, they're nearly to their own 50. The Ticats gotta avoid getting into deficit early against Chad Kelly and his offense.
Defense was very good against BC. Chad Kelly, fresh off signing a 3-year extension. He has been terrific as the Argos quarterback. No surprise, they put it on the ground immediately. And A.J. Ouellette was elusive. The big, strong running back broke a couple of tackles and winds up getting about 5 yards on the opening carry.
A.J. Ouellette, one of 2 running backs in this game on pace for 1,000 yards. Obviously, James Butler the other, but strength and shiftiness for A.J. Ouellette. He is just a hard ball carrier to bring to the ground.
They gave him 6 yards, so 2nd and 4. Argos right near midfield on their own 54. 3 receivers to the right for Chad Kelly. 1 step back, and he throws, and it's caught by Cam Phillips, and Stavros Katsantonis was punching at that football. Couldn't get it loose. Phillips, big, strong receiver, and he's able to get the first down into Tiger Cats territory.
Yeah, he really was. That ball was caught on a crossing route over the middle. Katsantonis gave 3 attempts to knock that ball out. The Argonauts have only lost 1 fumble this entire season, but valiant effort by Katsantonis to try to get that out once the first down had already been gained anyways.
Cam Phillips, 2nd on the Argos in receiving. 1 of 2 receivers over 500 yards receiving for the Argos. Here they are on the Hamilton 38, and it's back into the hands of A.J. Ouellette. You can tell by the crowd reaction, the defense comes up big. Malik Carney flexes both biceps as he gets up after tackling A.J. Ouellette for a loss of 4.
Wow, great job putting a stop on that drive. The Argonauts crossed midfield in the previous set of downs and are flirting with field goal range. That loss right there was huge. On their own 42, this would not be easy if you can bring them to an incompletion here.
Well, they are with the wind. 2nd and 14. Tiger Cats defense in the steel gray made in the hammer. They're putting pressure on Chad Kelly. Now he has to scramble, and he's going to run. Pump fakes, and he's going to get the first down. It was open over the middle. Dylan Wynn, part of the group who made the tackle. So he was tracking Kelly the whole way after trying to put pressure on the quarterback, but Kelly gets the first down.
Pretty impressive run there by Chad Kelly. A downfield pump fake. Got him those extra yards, lining up again here.
On the Hamilton 25, it's a handoff to A.J. Ouellette, and he's battling for every yard, not wanting to go down. 3 Tiger Cats finally push him down, including Richard Leonard and Tunde Adeleke.
Well, Toronto, they converted that 2nd and 14 there that they just had with that quarterback scramble. You know, the best teams, the most effective teams are going to get a few of those each game, but if you can, as a Ticat defense, if you can keep putting them in those difficult second downs, that is a recipe for success. No offense is going to make every one of those.
2nd and 6 from the Hamilton 21. Chad Kelly back to pass, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Darvaris Daniels, and Tunde Adeleke had good coverage, and there were a couple of Tiger Cats over there. There was a moment where it looked like maybe they'd have a chance to pick it off.
Yeah, really not a great decision, actually, by Chad Kelly. Now, that ball is right into the sun over there. The sun's coming over, you know, the southwest corner of the stadium, and it was Richard Leonard who had a chance to make a play, and he mistimed it a little bit. If he would have been a little more patient, he could have caught that a fairly easy interception.
Boris Beatty, the kicker for the Argonauts, has missed 1 field goal this season. This is a 28-yard attempt with the wind for Beatty and the Argos on their opening drive, trying to strike first, and they do. The field goal is good, and early in the Labor Day Classic, the Argonauts have the lead. Taylor Powell and the Tiger Cats offense will try to answer when we come back. It's the Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field, and the Argos lead 3-0. This is the Ticats Audio Network. It is hot in Hamilton. Tiger Cats were hot last week against BC. They're going to try to carry that over into this game against the Argos. On offense, Taylor Powell got his first CFL win. He's under center on the first snap he'll take in this game. It's play action to James Butler now. Powell rolling to his right. He makes the pass to Butler, tries to break a tackle, and he'll be a little bit short of the 45-yard line, a gain of 3 or 4.
Got to get the jitters out. A couple near offsides on multiple waggles there by Hamilton receivers. Just, you know, but he avoided the penalty. I like the first play there. Taylor Powell is able to just slowly move out of the pocket as the pressure comes in and makes his way through his reads, finds the check down. It's a fine gain on the first play of the game.
The steel gray uniforms of the Tiger Cats, the gold pops on the H of the helmet and around the numbers and on the sleeve. It's a 2nd and 6 from their own 44. Empty backfield for Taylor Powell, and he throws to the left, pretty deep too, and it is missed. Tim White did not make the catch. There is a flag over there.
Well, it was a perfect throw by Taylor Powell, unbelievable, and it was thrown well before Tim White came out of his break. Very hard to do. The timing was there. I'm going to be interested to see.
Pass interference.
Okay, there you go.
Toronto, number 20. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Hamilton, first down.
Love Dave Foxcroft's first down calls for his last game. Add a little extra zeal to it. He's often done that. Great guy. He's called a lot of great CFL games. But yeah, at the top there, it is a dicey call, but Tim White still should have made the reception.
Tiger Cats get the yardage. That moves them down to the Argonauts 45. Argos got a field goal on their opening drive. Tiger Cats trying to answer. Okay, so we thought they'd be on the 45, and they got marched back another 3 yards, so it'll be on the Argos 48-yard line. If you've been at Tim Hortons Field, usually the Tiger Cat is at midfield with the Tim Hortons logo. It is the H, the hammer logo, along with the Tim Hortons logo. Here's a handoff to James Butler, starts to his left, tries to cut up the middle, and the Argos limit that gain to maybe a yard.
Yeah, really good stop there by the Argonaut defense. Boy, I want to go back to that long pass that got called the pass interference there. But Taylor Powell and the Ticat offense has not had success passing deep. 0-3 on passing attempts over 20 yards in Taylor Powell's starts, which is crazy to think about. But that was a beautiful downfield pass and not an easy one to make. We'll see if they can keep those attempts up.
That would have been the longest of his CFL career. It's 2nd and 9 from the 47. Taylor Powell throws to his left. It is caught by Duke Williams, who's trying to break some tackles, trying to get to the first down marker. He cannot. He'll be a little bit short of the 40, it looks like.
Yeah, this is a difficult decision. You're into the wind, and this would be a 47-yarder. Yeah, they're going to send Vedvik out there in punt formation. You got to, I think. You know, that's a tough kick to make, and you might as well make the most of that drive that you just put together for 20, 30 yards and try to make the most of it by flipping the field.
Javon Leake is so good at returning punts. Will that influence some coaches' decisions in this game?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's a good point.
So Vedvik standing right at midfield will have to punt on the Tiger Cats' opening possession, so they can't answer the Argos field goal that they got on their first drive. Vedvik, oh, he drops it. He dropped it before he could kick it. Now he's scrambling. He kicks it, I think, with his wrong foot. Javon Leake gets it at about the 17, but there were Tiger Cats right there, and flags fly. And that will be some Tiger Cats a little bit too close. Ended up being a 23-yard punt, but the penalty put on will move the Argos up even further, and that did not work out well for the Tiger Cats. We'll take another break. 8:21 to go in the opening quarter of the Labor Day Classic. The Argos lead 3-0. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to the Labor Day Classic. Argos got the penalty in their favor. No yards on the Tiger Cats. That'll move the Argos up to their own 32. They lead 3-0. Works out to be a net 8 yards on that punt. So Chad Kelly and the Argos go back to work. One of the best offenses in the CFL, and flags fly just as this ball is snapped. It was a pitch out to A.J. Ouellette, but the play stopped before he can make anything happen.
Procedure. Toronto, number 66. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So that was totally a result of some trickery by Mark Washington's alignment there. They had a 5-man front up on the line of scrimmage. They dropped Jameer Thurman back to linebacker depth and moved in the defensive end. Very suddenly sort of shifted defensive formation, and you could tell the Argonauts were in the middle of making their offensive calls and jumped because of that.
Good job by the Tiger Cats defense. Pushes the Argos back to their own 27. It's a 1st and 15. Chad Kelly gets the snap, throws immediately and completes it to Curly Gittens Jr. And we'll see where they spot it, but I think it's up to the 33 or 34 yard line. So pretty close to where they were about to start this drive.
More penalties than you'd expect early in this game from two teams that have, as of late, not taken very many penalties.
As of late.
As of late, that's right. We don't want to talk about the first part of the season from the Ticats. But the 2nd and 9 here, good opportunity to get Chad Kelly off the field early.
Ball's on the Argos 33. Crowd loud at Tim Hortons Field, and there was movement at the line again, Luke, and the flags fly.
Oh, there you go. These penalties are volume back and forth. They're going to give 5 yards back to the Argonauts here.
Offside, Hamilton, number 44. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
The birthday boy, Casey Sales.
Yep.
Sales, 28 years old. Chris Van Zyl, also his birthday. He's working on getting healthy. He'll be back at some point this season. Van Zyl celebrating, I don't know, are you 39 forever, or do you ever advance to 40 as a football player? 2nd and 4 from the 38. Chad Kelly throwing deep down that far sideline. The Tiger Cats have it. It's picked off. Javian Elliott. And he gets up. He didn't hear the whistle initially. Big turnover by the Tiger Cats defense. Javian Elliott gets his 2nd pick of the season.
Well, you heard us say Chad Kelly had an errant throw on their first drive down to the front pylon of the end zone that did not result in an interception. This was equally as bad a decision. Javian Elliott was in perfect coverage from the very start of this play, and Richard Leonard there at the end as well. Great job by this Ticat defense.
Argos don't turn it over very often, but the Tiger Cats D gets a big takeaway. Offense for the Tiger Cats coming back on the field. When we come back, it's 3-0 Argos. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Javian Elliott picks off the Chad Kelly pass, just the 14th turnover that the Argos have had this season. They lead the league in fewest turnovers. Handoff, and working off to the left was Tyreek McAllister. So trying to change things up, but McAllister couldn't get much, maybe a yard.
Yeah, it looks like they give him a yard. It could have easily been a tackle for a loss. It was Robinson Daniel from his halfback position for the Argos, blitzed from the secondary right into that run to McAllister, but a great move in the backfield gave him a 1-yard gain.
Tiger Cats are on their own 36. It is 2nd and 9.5 here for the Tiger Cats, let's call it. So Taylor Powell trying to make something happen. 2nd and long. He was good in 2nd downs last game, but the ball is loose. He's sacked and the ball was loose, and it was jumped on by the Tiger Cats. So they got the ball back. Argonauts get their first sack of the game, and they stop the Tiger Cats offense on a quick 2-and-out.
There was a lot of pressure there. 3 double cut from the Argonauts defensive secondary. That's a very good passing defense. You've got a lot of the zones in that defensive backfield filled up with your players, and not enough time for Taylor Powell to let those routes develop. Could have been worse. They're in punt formation instead of defense on the field.
Right, yes. It was, I believe, Brandon Kemp who jumped on that football. But the Tiger Cats punting into the wind. Corey Vedvik, the punter, standing on his own 10. And he'll want to handle this snap a lot more cleanly. He does. He gets the punt away, trying to keep it as low as possible. The dangerous Javon Leake gets it at the 50, and again, a flag flies. Now Leake trying to get to the outside. He's got 4 punt return touchdowns, and the Tiger Cats are able to force him out of bounds at that far sideline, and I think that was Vedvik, the punter, who had to come over, and he was the last guy who had a chance to stop Javon Leake.
2 yards. Hamilton, number 22. The penalties declined. First down, Toronto.
So that's the answer. It is the Argos in good field position when we come back with 5:31 to go in the opening quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Bunting hasn't helped the Tiger Cats field position. First one was a net 8 yards. This one ends up being a net 7 yards. Pressure's on Chad Kelly here, and he gets away from the pressure. He's running again, and he stands there and takes the hit. He'll be a bit short of the first down, but I think Jameer Thurman was the Tiger Cat who threw the big hit on the Argos quarterback.
We've seen Chad Kelly stay on his feet twice already and take some of those tackles and those hits. Jameer Thurman with a big hit. You're not going to be able to do that all night if you're Chad Kelly. That was a good job by Jameer Thurman to really make him feel it.
But he gets 8 yards. It's a 2nd and 2 from the Hamilton 23-yard line. The defense put in a tough spot here. Argos in good field position after the return by Javon Leake, and it's a fly sweep to Curly Gittens, who gets to the outside. He's at the 4. He dives for the end zone, and he doesn't get there. Stavros Katsantonis, he was able to block Gittens from getting into the end zone, but they'll be very close. They'll be on the 1 or the 2 when this ball is spotted.
Part of the problem with the Argonauts for opponents is just how many answers they have. A lot of their receivers are climbing the ranks in that receiving chart in the CFL. You've got Curly Gittens Jr. taking the ball out of the backfield. Andrew Harris was in the backfield there. You're always going to have an eye on him when he's in there. A.J. Ouellette leading the league. I mean, it's just a lot of different ways they can go.
And they're tough to stop on 1st and goal. And it is Andrew Harris who gets the handoff and gets into the end zone. So the Argos score again. This time it's a touchdown. And they're up 9-0 with a convert coming up. This has been the problem in the previous 2 games against the Argos. The Tiger Cats have dug themselves a big hole in the opening half and haven't been able to come back.
Yeah, and the good teams hang in there. It's not like they've been perfect. It's just that they've overcome their mistakes. The Ticat defense has already gotten them, forced them off the field on previous drives, but you mentioned that special teams, the punt game, and that drive start average for the Argonauts, which is being helped out dramatically in this game as they just started this current drive well into Hamilton territory, and they hang in there long enough, and now it's, pending this extra point, 10-0.
Here's Boris Beatty with that extra point, and it is good. So it is 10-0 for the Argos with 3:55 to go in the opening quarter. Tiger Cats, they've created the turnover. They have 1 interception in the game. They were unable to move the football, and then the Argos got that big return from Javon Leak, and they turn it into a touchdown.
Argonauts have scored a touchdown in every single first quarter of the season for them. I mean, they're
well, what a contrast.
Exactly. The Ticats, I think it's 1 touchdown.
That is correct.
In a first quarter, which was last week against BC. But man, tough to start to get behind on this Argonaut team early, and the Ticats do have a 10-point deficit to overcome. But RJ can almost point out the 2 punt plays. I mean, how damaging that is. A net 8-yard and a net 7-yard punt, it's almost like a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a ball. It's like the ball stopped right near the line of scrimmage, and so you could almost feel like it was 2 turnovers that the Ticats have given up this game, and they've got to correct that and flip the field a little bit when their drives are stopped.
Tiger Cats have to figure out these first quarters. They've only scored 19 points in the first quarter, and this is their 11th game. They've now allowed 66 points, so they're a minus 47 in the opening quarter. 10-0 Argos. Beatty kicking off. Tyreek McAllister waits for it, takes it at his own 3. He's running just inside the numbers, and he'll get to the 20. That's where the Argos put a stop to that, and they celebrate Robbie Smith, who had that special teams tackle for Toronto. So the field position, the starting field position, Luke, has been a definite advantage for the Argonauts. This drive for the Tiger Cats will be starting from their own 20, and they'll have to move this football. Otherwise, they're in the same situation, punting into the wind with a very dangerous returner.
Yeah, we saw the Ticats string first downs on their first drive of the game, and then took a net yard loss on the second drive. You've got to move this down the field a little bit, eat up some of this clock with the wind against you in the first quarter, and at least flip the field, if not get points.
3 receivers, and it's a handoff to James Butler, who tries to go up the middle, does one of his patented 360s, and has to use all his strength to get 3 or 4 yards.
James Butler, back-to-back 100-yard games. Very notably in BC, he was a big part of that 17-point victory over a good team, and you've got to hope. It almost depends on their run game a little bit. Taylor Powell in this offense isn't built to win a game just through the air right now. They've got to get some help on the ground and to establish a rhythm for their offense and to eat up some clock, keep the ball in their hands. It's got to be balanced for this Ticat offense.
Average drive start in this game so far, Luke. Hamilton's started from their own 32 on average. Argos from their own 53. So on average, Argos starting from basically midfield. Here's a 2nd and 6 from the 24. Taylor Powell throwing pretty deep, and it is picked off. The Argos pick it off, and it is the Tiger Cat killer, Jamal Peters. He was turned into an all-star last year with 4 or 5 interceptions against the Tiger Cats, and that's his 2nd interception of the season, and both have come against Hamilton this year.
Taylor Powell has been doing a really good job of ball security, and you got to let that roll off your back. I like where he was going with the ball, but he had to get out in front of Tim White just a little bit farther on a corner route towards the near sidelines to our booth here. Jamal Peters able to drop from that low outside zone deep in there to intercept that corner ball.
First time in 3 games Taylor Powell has thrown an interception. A good catch by Jamal Peters. He knocked it with his one hand, then was able to corral it and catch it. And the Argos, good field position again. They're on the Hamilton 31, already up 10-0. We're still in the first quarter. Chad Kelly runs to his right, stops, throws to the end zone. It's another touchdown. They make the Tiger Cats pay immediately. Tavares Daniels gets the touchdown, and now it is 16-0 with a convert on the way.
Boy, good teams will just make you pay for mistakes like that. Taylor Powell, like we said, he's not been prone to interceptions, but that one that he throws right there, another short field to drive, and Chad Kelly is going to strike as quickly as he can. This is how games have gone for Toronto. They're able to just compound opponents' mistakes on opponents' mistakes, and before you know it, it's a double-digit lead.
Boris Beatty lining up for his second convert attempt of this opening quarter, and he's good again. It's 17-0 for the Argos, and there's still 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the opening quarter.
Well, you got the quarterback with the highest pass rating in the whole league, and 2 drives in a row, you're going to give him a chance inside of your own 40-yard line. It's just you'll never beat a team that way. One out of allowing a big punt return in the second half of the interception, and if Chad Kelly only has to go 35 yards to score points, and that in this offense, man, they're just going to be able to do that on you.
Argos have come out. They've looked rock solid. 2 wins against the Tiger Cats already. In the first game, the Argos were up 22-6 at the half, and in the second game, they were up 20-3 at the half. So they've scored at least 20 points in the opening half in both games against the Tiger Cats. We're in the first quarter, and they've already put 17. So now the Tiger Cats have to play from behind. They have to make a comeback. They didn't trail once in their last game against BC, but this is a big hole against the defending champs and the top team in the league. Let's see if the Tiger Cats can do it. Tyreek McAllister gets that kickoff at his 1, and he's running along the numbers. He's got a bit of a hole here. He's across the 35. He's slowed down, and he's forced out at the 40 or 41-yard line.
Yeah, good. A little bit of an explosion there from the special teams unit. It's really Boris Beatty who sort of at least got in the way. I don't know if he'll be credited with the tackle, but he forced McAllister's angle to come to a stop and change direction. You got to take a breath. You're an offensive player taking the field right now. You had a drive with a net yardage loss, followed by a drive with an immediate interception. You got to let that roll off. You've got to draw a line in the sand and execute on this play, just one play at a time.
Tiger Cats beginning from their own 41. Taylor Powell under center. Fakes the handoff to James Butler. He's looking to pass, and he's going deep. And it is out of the reach of Tim White, who was trying to track that down just a little bit too far. Rather, that was Terry Godwin who was the intended target.
So we've seen 3 really good-looking pass attempts down the field. None for completions yet. 1 for an interception. The Argonaut defense is snugged up into the box. They're uptight. They're not wasting any safeties downfield. They're saying we're going to make this Hamilton offense that has struggled passing the ball deep, we're going to make them attempt completions down the field and keep on giving these receivers a chance. You've got to get somebody to make the catch.
2nd and 10 from their own 41. Taylor Powell, pressure's coming, gets rid of the football, throws over the middle, and that one is also incomplete.
Yeah, it was Tim White was sort of a bending seam route from the left side of the field, and there was a hole there between the safeties over top of the linebackers, but the timing wasn't quite right. And, the other part of this Argonaut defense is you don't got all day back there. They are bringing pressure, and they're getting, if not sacks, they're forcing Taylor Powell to make decisions quickly, and he's taking some shots as he gets rid of the ball.
Corey Vedvik, he's been talked a lot in this opening quarter. He'll be on to punt again, just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. Argos lead 17-0, and Javon Leake standing at his own 27-yard line. And he'll drift ahead as this punt goes into the wind, gets it at his own 30, gets outside the numbers, he's got an opening, cuts to the middle, trying to break a tackle by Corey Vedvik. That's 2 tackles by Vedvik on Javon Leake in this opening quarter, and it's never good when your punter's the one making the tackles.
Yeah, good tackle for what it's worth. But boy, they are dangerous. The Toronto punt return team, dangerous every time they get an opportunity. Again, Chad Kelly, now this time at the center line, literally right exactly on the center line of the field on his left hash. That must feel long.
Yeah, way back, a whole half field to go.
Yeah, it must feel that way because he's been well up past the 40 of Hamilton twice in a row.
Well, the Tiger Cats defense has to find a way to stop the Argos here. Kelly a couple of steps back, throws, completes the pass to his right, and they're right back into Hamilton territory. Curly Gittins Jr. makes the catch, and he'll be down right around that Hamilton 40. So they will spot it at the 40, and the Argos waste no time. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They want more. Chad Kelly back to pass again. Throws over the middle. A lot of traffic there, and Daniels reached out to make the catch. Couldn't do it. Stavros Katsantonis was waiting for him. That one's incomplete.
One more play in this first quarter for them. That's the wind at their back. I won't be surprised, you know, if the quarter flips here, this 47-yarder will become very difficult if they throw an incompletion on this second down. But with a 17-point lead, I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot and take advantage of with one last play with the wind at their back.
2nd and 10 from the 40. 3 receivers to the left of Chad Kelly. A lot of movement, and flags fly. Simone Lawrence.
Offside, number 21, Hamilton. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Yeah, Simone was coming, and he realized the ball hadn't been snapped, tried to stop, and fell down. He was clearly offside.
2nd and 5. The clock is at 0-0, but the quarter can't end on a penalty, so they'll still get their opportunity with the wind at their back. Chad Kelly will.
First quarter struggles continue for the Tiger Cats. No points. Big problem is they gave up 17. Let's see if they can hold it at 17. Is a fake waggle by the Argos trying to draw the Tiger Cats again. Didn't work. Kelly under pressure. Throws to his right. It's incomplete.
See, the scenario gets interesting here because now with that 5-yard penalty on Simone Lawrence, the field is going to flip, but it's a 42-yard field goal into the wind, and I bet they'll give Boris Beatty a chance at it.
We'll find out. 1 quarter of the Labor Day Classic is complete, and it was all Argonauts. 17-0. Toronto leads after 1 quarter. 2nd quarter is coming up on the Ticats Audio Network. 2nd quarter about to begin at Tim Hortons Field. It is a hot day. Feels like 40 degrees out there. The Argos dominated the opening quarter. They lead 17-0 in the 3 games this season. Head-to-head, the Argos have outscored the Tiger Cats 32-0 in the first quarter. So Boris Beatty is back to punt, we believe. Tyreek McAllister standing on his goal line. Beatty has punted before, and it is a low one that lands at about the 16-yard line and goes out of bounds around the 13 or the 14. And that'll give the Tiger Cats tough starting field position.
Yeah, so Boris Beatty pooched that towards the sidelines and immediately took off after it. You know, it was sort of it's not a trick punt, but it's just it's kind of a nifty play. He's giving himself an attempt to go recover it. Of course, the punter's onside in any punt formation, but the Ticats will have it deep in their own end, and the field position has just been entirely lopsided between the Ticats and Argos in this game.
Four drives for the Tiger Cats in the opening quarter. They punted 3 times, and the Argos had an interception. Tiger Cats managed just 16 net yards. That whistle goes because Winton McManus looks like he might be cramping up. We might end up seeing a lot of this in the game. It is so hot out there, and the Argos really had almost a practice out there. Even before the warm-up, they were out in the field for quite a while.
2 hours and 15 minutes before the game, we saw a lot of Argonauts running routes on the field. honestly, I would have never been out there. I really wouldn't have. I mean, it's just such a hot day. But every player is different with that stuff, and they were out there just in gym shorts and trainers sort of running and warming up. But here's the first of, I won't be surprised if we see more of this. The heat is just, terrible out there.
McManus, top player. He led the Argos in tackles last season. So he's an important linebacker for them, and they've got the water bottle out there. They're stretching out his right leg. And both teams have personnel with the tray of water bottles out there, making sure everybody's staying hydrated. Such a hot day, hottest day of the year. Sellout crowd at Tim Hortons Field. Great crowd. They want to get loud. They want to have a reason to get loud. And let's see if the Tiger Cats can get things going in the second quarter. They've got a long hill to climb here. 17-0. Argos lead. We're just beginning the second quarter. Taylor Powell and the Tiger Cats offense on the field, starting this drive from their own 13. Powell is under center. We've seen a lot of that with Scott Milanovich, and Tim White gets the fly sweep. He gets to the outside, and he'll be pushed out of bounds just a little bit short of the 30-yard line. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling, but there is a flag.
Hamilton, number 38. After this is the goal. Repeat first down.
Well, all that. And it's heading back.
Yes, it is. And the
now I'm cramping.
It was a 3-receiver set and really well done. The thing that I just have to see if when a wide receiver takes the ball out of the backfield, it's got to happen quick, or else the play's dead from the start. And it was. Tim White got the ball very nicely and moved out there for a great gain, but the holding's going to bring it way back.
Now on their 7. Handoff goes to James Butler. Nice little hole as he cut to his left, and he's brought down at the 9 or 10. So that'll still leave the Tiger Cats with a really long second down and about 13 or 14 yards. Ball up to their own 9. Second downs have not been good for the Tiger Cats. They have 1 first down in the game. Right now they're pinned pretty deep in that south end zone of Tim Hortons Field. Going from right to left. Taylor Powell under pressure. Throws near sideline. He's got a receiver open, and it's Tim White who makes the catch. He is across the 30, and it is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. That's a big play from Taylor Powell.
Yeah, what a conversion. Deep in your own end on a 2nd and 13. Tim White on a sail route, sort of a bending corner route right in front of the Tiger Cats bench. Well-placed ball with good timing. Great job. That's a big, you got to get that off your back and start getting some first downs together. Great job, Taylor Powell.
And they get away from the shadows. Literally the only shadow on the field is from that upright in the south end. So they're away from that now. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Taylor Powell, empty backfield. He'll be passing again. Here comes the pressure. Sidesteps one man and throws it to this near sideline. And no Tiger Cats were able to get to that football. It's incomplete.
Yeah, Terry Godwin deep in that side, but really a throwaway by Taylor Powell, and well done. That would have been an unfortunate sack. They take on the penalty, and again, the penalties are sort of creeping up in that penalty count this game compared to what they've done in the last week in BC. But you got to avoid your negative plays. They've had too many of them even in this first half of this game here.
Let's see if they can convert another second down here, Luke. Ball's on the Hamilton 33 near hash mark. Taylor Powell, more pressure coming, stays in the pocket, throws over the middle, completes the pass, and it won't be enough for a first down. Immediately tackled. It was Terry Godwin who made the catch, but only a couple of yards on that reception.
Well, remember, it's a very, very low probability to put points on the board when you're starting inside of your own 10-yard line there. You want to get 1 first down, and the Ticats did that. They dug themselves out. This punt team has got to perform better than they have.
And a low kick, not a very deep kick from Vedvik. It bounces at about the 45, rolls to the 40, Leak comes to pick it up, dives forward. There's a couple of flags on the field, so we'll get that sorted out. It's 17-0 for the Argos, and their offense is coming on the field with 11:36 to go in the half. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. It is the big rivalry between the Argos and the Tiger-Cats. Been all Argos, though. 17-0. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. We're in the second quarter. 11.5 to go. Argos have the football, and they have fantastic starting field position again. Right near midfield, and Chad Kelly gets them into Tiger-Cat territory with a completion to Tavares Daniels. He's right near the Hamilton 40. Looks like they'll spot it at the 41.
Well, a combination of some missed hit punts, big returns, and no yards penalties, and this is culminating into just a really, really bad-looking net punt line. You've got an 8-yard, 7-yard, 14-yard, and 21-yard net punt on the night for the Ticats. It just again giving Chad Kelly less work to do before they're in scoring territory.
You always talk about the field position battle, Luke, and it has been dominated by the Argos. They hand it off to A.J. Olad, who starts to his left, cuts to his right, tries to go back to his left, and nothing was successful. Good defense there by Malik Carney and the Tiger-Cats, limiting the lead to a yard.
2nd and 9 on the Ticat 40-yard line here into the wind. This is a huge second down here. This is one of those second downs that you get that can directly equal points for or no points for. The tackle for a loss here is a game-changing defensive play, as is an explosive for an offensive player.
4 receivers to the right for Chad Kelly. That's the field side. 1 receiver to the left. They fake the wiggle, then they go, pressure's coming, and Kelly throws to the left. And DeMonte Coxey was the only receiver over there. He didn't know the pass was coming. It goes incomplete.
Yeah, Chad Kelly just got rid of that ball. Great pressure by the Ticats. That was a great series there. They allowed the first down on the first play as the Argonauts started just shy of the center line. And after that, that was the last set of downs they were willing to afford. And let's see here. Beatty is coming out onto the field.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right.
Because he punted last time, and it looks like they're going to do the same thing.
Yep. Well, there you go. That's twice in a row. The Ticats defense has stopped the Argonaut offense before they were able to get points.
They do have a 17-point lead, so right now they're playing the field position battle. And Boris Beatty, we anticipate, will try another pooch kick. And he sends this one a little bit deeper, but well placed, right at the 5 along that far sideline. And McAllister really didn't have anywhere to go. He ended up getting the ball to the 15. It'll be tough starting field position again for Taylor Powell and the Tiger-Cats, but the offense has to get going. There's 9:34 to go in the half, and the Argos lead 17-0. We'll take a break. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Thanks for joining us on the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker, and the Tiger-Cats offense will start this drive from their own 15. 6 previous drives, and this is the 3rd time they're starting from their own 20 or inside. So the field position battle dominated by the Argonauts. The scoreboard right now also in favor of the Argonauts at 17-0. Taylor Powell, he wanted to throw deep, nobody open, so he tries to check it down to Felix Garon-Gauthier, and he couldn't make the catch. It's incomplete.
Blitz from the halfback position off the right side, and it's Felix Garon-Gauthier who picks up that blitz. Stops in its tracks, and then releases as the check down to the flat, and it all worked out just the way you want it to. Great job by your fullback, except at the end, unable to make the reception, which would have probably been close to a first down. Could have easily put him in a very favorable second down position, but not going to be the case right now.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Taylor Powell, 2 receivers either side. Staying in the pocket, he throws over the middle. That is complete to Duke Williams, and Duke trying to get to the first down. He does. Tiger-Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Good catch and good move after the reception. Duke Williams, sometimes you can just tell when a guy just says, I'm going to get the first down and I don't care. And it kind of looked that way with Duke there. He caught the ball and was just charting his course for a split second before he made his way through defenders to get the yards needed.
8.5 minutes to go in the half. Tiger Cats up to their own 28. Fresh set of downs. Taylor Powell, empty backfield. Looks, dumps it off to James Butler. He's got some blocking help, trying to break a tackle, and he's just tripped up. Dives ahead to the 35-yard line, so he'll be just a couple of yards short of the first down.
It was Mason Pierce who was in on the tackle there for the Argonaut defense, and he did a great job of breaking a downfield, open field block there from the Ticat wide receivers. Without that play, James Butler could have maybe been off to an explosive catch there on that screen.
Huge tackle by the Argos. 2nd and 3 here for the Tiger Cats from their own 35. 2 receivers to the right, just 1 to the left, and the handoff goes to James Butler, and Taylor Powell's pointing at the Argos as the flags fly.
Yeah, well,
Procedure. Hamilton, number 64. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
So it was on Coulter Woodmansey, not the Argos.
looked from up here like it was blue that moved first, but obviously that's just there's split-second differences down there in the trenches, and that's unfortunate. It's just one of the things that have started to slip here in this first half. Penalties have been hurting the Tiger Cats, and for an offense that's struggling to move the ball, this 2nd and 8 looks a lot different than 2nd and 3.
Pushes them back to their own 30-yard line with the wind. Taylor Powell, 3 receivers to his right. That's the field side. Back to pass. Good block by James Butler. Bought Taylor Powell some time, and then he had to scramble. He got away from another tackler. Throws it high, and it's a nice catch. Keandre Smith went up to get it, and he gets a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
That was just a really impressive play by this offense, who not giving up, not out of this game yet. They're going to keep on fighting. James Butler, to the left of Taylor Powell, steps up and makes the block all the way across the formation on the blitzing Mason Pickett. Cut block, beautiful, legs up above his head after getting a cut block. And then Taylor Powell escapes and finds Keandre Smith for the first down. Beautiful.
Now up to their own 41-yard line. Tiger Cats trying to chip into this Argo lead. Handoff goes to James Butler, and he goes slow as he goes along the line, picks up some speed as he cuts upfield and ends up with about 8 yards. He was waiting for that hole to develop. He had the blockers in front of him and just followed them for a nice gain.
That's right. Just really good patience, staying behind your offensive line and your blockers adding in there. The Argonauts were loaded up. Everybody was right there at the line of scrimmage, and just a great, well-designed, purposeful run for 8 yards. The Ticats kind of finding some rhythm now. Overcame a penalty, moved out, started this drive at their own 15, nearing center line.
Best drive of the game for the Tiger Cats. It's back in the hands of James Butler. Needs 2 for the first down. He's got that and more as he's leaping over Argos. He's into Argo territory inside the Argo 50. Beautiful run from James Butler. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down.
That was beautiful. Butler, 3 plays in a row, steps up to make a huge block, a big cut block out in the open field off the right side. Followed up by a really patient run, and this time out there in front of everybody in the stadium, sets it up in a very, very clean hurdle on his way to the first down.
Man, he was 6 feet in the air. What an athlete. Under 6 minutes to go opening half. He got 6 yards extra after that hurdle, and this time not much there as it went to Tim White on the fly sweep.
Yeah, same thing they set up before. Tim White had a successful sweep out to the right that was called back because of a penalty. This time he gets that same handoff going from left to right and tries to make a cut right on the Tim Hortons logo, and the paint mats down the turf there. It can be a little bit different and react differently to your cleats, and he fell victim right at the line of scrimmage.
They're known for coffee, not paint. 5:23 to go opening half. 17-0 Argos lead. This is now a 2nd and 11. A 2nd and long for the Tiger Cats, but they're in Argo territory on the 50. With the wind, Taylor Powell under pressure. He's scrambling now. Running to his right, and nothing but Argos in front of him. He has to slide, and he'll be down at the 50. It looks like they're going to spot it.
So we've just seen really a poor job by the Ticats punt unit this game. Really bad job flipping the field. and covering down this Argonaut return team. And they're in an extended huddle on the sidelines here. You can see Jeff Reinbolt shouting out some instructions to the unit as they take the field. Obviously, out of field goal range, this will be a 58-yard field goal range. But they have to flip this field. They've got to give Chad Kelly a long field to work with, and I take it back.
Yeah.
They're not quite out of field goal range, I guess.
Well, Orlando Steinauer was in that scrum of players and Jeff Reinbold as well, Luke, and this would be the season long for Mark Leggio. A 57-yard attempt. He is wide left. He might have had the leg, would have been very close if he was on line, and the ball goes out the back of the end zone. Tiger Cats are on the board. They still trail, though, 17-1. There's 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the opening half. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Labor Day Classic. A lot of buzz around Tim Hortons Field. A lot of people, sold out crowd. Hot. It's been hot. Feels like 40 degrees. Tiger Cats missed field goal by Mark Leggio. That would have been a big one, though, had he got it. 57-yard attempt. It rolled out the back of the end zone, so that gives the Tiger Cats a point. It's still 17-1, Argos leading, and they get the ball at their own 50. Again, good starting field position for Toronto. Handoff to Andrew Harris. Follows those blockers off to the left, and he won't get much. Tiger Cats defense has really done their part in this game, Luke.
They really have. Honestly, the scoreboard doesn't show it, but Chad Kelly just had so many opportunities that the score continues to count up, but they've given up touchdowns on very, very short fields. Apart from that, they've stopped Toronto to touchdowns. They've forced punts on multiple occasions for no points, held them out of field goal range. They're hanging in there, this Hamilton defense, and we just saw the best drive as of yet from the Hamilton offense that at least kept Chad Kelly off the field, right? Ate up a lot of time.
Defense will try to keep the momentum. They need to stop here. 2nd and 10. Argos from their own 50. Kelly with all kinds of time. It's picked off. Stavros Katsantonis came flying in, and they'll say he's down. That's his 2nd interception of the season. He was beelining to that football, and he got it. Another turnover, and the defense continues to be a tower of power for the Tiger Cats. There's a challenge flag, though. Ryan Dinwiddie has thrown his challenge flag. What would he be challenging here?
Curly Gittins Jr. got right up off the turf, rubbing his hands on his chest, sort of a universal symbol to your people upstairs, saying, "Hey, challenge that. I think that I was interfered with in making that catch."
Dinwiddie had that challenge flag thrown before I was even done my call.
Yeah, he really did. That was rude.
There was defensive pass interference on the previous play. We'll review the play.
So it's not going to be on Stavros Katsantonis, who made the interception. I believe it was Javian Elliott in coverage there. It might have been Richard Leonard. It's hard to tell. But it was Stavros Katsantonis who was sprinting upfield from his free safety spot to make the interception. We'll see if this stands.
That's for you.
But to our point, RJ, the Ticats defense, this would be their 2nd interception of the game if this stands, and it's still the first half. They are playing well. They're doing their part here. The Ticats are suffering on special teams and offense, but this would just add to that sentiment that these guys are trying their best to steal this game away, to give their offense the ball again.
Well, this will be a huge call in the game. Seeing a replay, it looks like Katsantonis had the pick before the receiver was knocked down.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if this is turned into a pass interference. To me, this looks like great defense and a poor decision by a quarterback.
It was Tunde Adeleke, but it looks like Katsantonis had the football. Dinwiddie, you love stats, he's 0-2 in challenges this year. This is his 3rd challenge.
All glory to God.
To follow up on the Ticats defense this game, they start this game with the Argonauts, the wind at their backs. Opening kickoff, they drive down and get a field goal. The next drive, the Ticats have an interception.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Toronto is charged a timeout and has no more challenges for the remainder of the game.
Like we said, the touchdowns they've given up have been on 30, 40-yard fields, and now they steal it away again. They're
Yep.
giving it a chance. If Taylor Powell, James Butler, Tim White, if these guys can find a little bit of rhythm, this game is not over yet.
Stavros Katsantonis joins Javian Elliott with 2 interceptions on the season, trailing only Richard Leonard for the Tiger Cats lead, who has 3. This drive begins from their own 40. Powell hands it off to James Butler. Starts slow, picks up speed as he cuts upfield and drags a couple of defenders as he gets the first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. We're down to the 3-minute warning. There's 2:48 on the clock. James Butler starting to establish himself. A big turnover created by the Tiger Cats defense. We'll see if they can turn it into points when we come back. 2:48 to go in the half. 17-1. Argos lead. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Getting close to the end of the opening half. The Argos dominated. The opening quarter, they led 17-0. They haven't scored in the second quarter. Tiger Cats have only scored off a missed field goal, so the only point in the second quarter has been that single that the Tiger Cats own. 2:48 to go. Tiger Cats are up to their own 51-yard line. Stavros Katsantonis got an interception, then James Butler ran for a first down. And this drive continues for the Tiger Cats. Last drive was their best of the game, trying to improve on that one. Taylor Powell, he's going to pass, waste no time, coming to the near sideline. It's a high pass, and it's incomplete. Going up, trying to make the catch was Terry Godwin, and he could not get up high enough.
Yeah, unfortunate miss there. The ball was a little bit high, but I also think Terry Godwin, if he has that back, he could make a better play for that ball and make the interception. Would have been very near a first down there. Reception, excuse me, not interception.
He got so used to the Tiger Cats getting the interceptions. So 2nd and 10 from the 51. Powell gets the snap. He throws. He completes it. And Tim White trying to make something happen. He's tough to catch. He's down near the 35 of the Argos. It's a first down and more, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Wow, maybe one of the best yards after the catch I've ever seen from Tim White. That was really impressive. He caught the ball and immediately flipped his feet to gain the first down, but then didn't stop there. He kept on finding space to use his speed, breaking tackles. That was really well done. He's a track guy that is definitely looking like a football player at this point.
Flo Oramalade, the sack leader for the Argos on the defensive line, caught Tim White. Down to the 36 of the Argos. Taylor Powell scrambling all over the place, and there's Oramalade again. I guess he wasn't tired from catching Tim White. Now he gets a sack.
And that's a big sack for his Argonaut defense there after the Ticats. They're gaining a little bit of traction here from what was a really, really unproductive first quarter. They were able to dig themselves out of their own end in the previous drive, and now they've got 2 great first downs, but this is a very good, very tough, I should say, 2nd and 16.
9th sack of the season for Oramalade. Again, he leads the Argos in that category. Luke mentioned 2nd and long from the Argos. 42, under 2 minutes to go in the half. Tiger Cats need points. They're down by 16. Taylor Powell throws over the middle, completes it to Terry Godwin. He will get down to the 30. That won't be enough for the first down. And the field goal unit coming on the field for the Tiger Cats.
This a much more comfortable 37, 38-yard attempt here for Mark Leggio. And a wind still, that's been that consistent wind from the mountain towards the water. Should be makeable.
Mark Leggio 0 for 1, but as you mentioned, that was a tough one. 57-yarder. With the wind here, 37-yard attempt. Leggio's kick is good. So the field goal is successful for Mark Leggio, and the Tiger Cats creep a little bit closer. It's now 17-4 with 1:28 to go. And some flashes of what the Tiger Cats are capable of in this second quarter. Much more competitive.
Absolutely, and now you've just cut this to a 13-point game. That's sort of, that's a realistic and not crazy hill to overcome, and they're playing much better defensively. I mean, actually a really impressive second quarter, I would say. They've held Chad Kelly to very little production in the second quarter, and their offense slowly, no touchdowns, no huge explosive plays, but slowly they've started to string together first downs, which was totally lacking in that first quarter.
Argos begin from their own 40, going from left to right. A.J. Ouellette, he has not had any huge runs. This one, about 4 or 5 yards.
Minute 23 left. A final signature you could put on this first half for this Ticat defense, it would be to get Chad Kelly off the field before getting any more points here with a minute 20 as the clock counts down. We'll see if they can do it here on this 2nd and 6.
Chad Kelly, a couple interceptions in this game. In fact, 4 of his last 42 passes have been intercepted, and this one goes incomplete. Almost right on cue. Stavros Katsantonis was right there to make sure that ball wasn't caught by the Argos, and they do it, Luke. The defense holds strong, and the offense is going to get the ball back.
So a minute 5 here. You'll probably see a little bit of a pretty good pace here from this Ticat offense. You've got to work pretty efficiently here to get down, and you're hopefully going to get yourself at least into field goal range, which with this wind here is realistically, they already tried a 57-yarder. Maybe they do that again. We'll see how much he can get back in this return here, Tyreek McAllister.
McAllister's due. He's standing back at his own 17-yard line. And Boris Beatty is out to punt. High snap. Beatty, a low punt. Ball bounces, and Tyreek McAllister takes it at his own 20. Cuts inside the numbers, gets to the 35, and the Argos have him corralled there.
Well, what an impressive 2-and-out there from the Ticat defense. Now it's 54 seconds left on the clock, and as they set this ball, RJ, 25 yards is going to get you into a realistic field goal attempt. You've got to boil it down to the details here. Scott Milanovic and his offense, they're not going to go get 13 points right now. But a field goal makes it all the more better before you go in for this halftime here. It's valuable to do that. And every player right now has to think about how you can conserve the clock and how you can get these 25 yards that you need.
Starting from their own 36, Taylor Powell throws near side. It's caught just inside the 40. Godwin makes the catch. Now up to the 43-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Tiger-Cats. 45 seconds to go. The clock is running. Taylor Powell in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Looks to his left. Nobody open there. He's going to run off to his left, and he takes pretty hard hit from Williams and is knocked down at about the 46-yard line. Be very close to a first down.
Less than a yard for sure. Taylor Powell stays on the field. 35 seconds left. You've got 14 yards to go here still for field goal range to make this drive worth your while.
Got to get the first down, though. So, bit of confusion as Dave Foxcroft waits to whistle the play. Taylor Powell stays out there, drives the feed. He gets the first down. 30 seconds on the clock.
Very good.
So that's a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger-Cats keep it rolling. And they've got to keep rolling here. This clock is not in their favor. They're down 17-4, down by 13 points. Only 30 seconds to go in the half. Taylor Powell, clock starts to run, and he gets the snap quickly. Looks to his left again and throws that direction. He's throwing deep along this sideline. Terry Godwin can't make the catch. It's knocked away, and it's incomplete. They've tried that deep pass numerous times. It hasn't worked yet.
Yeah, they sure have. I really thought that was going to drop right into Terry Godwin's arms, right in front of the Argonaut bench there. Good breakup right at the end of the play. Tough 2nd and 10 here now. We've seen him do it, though. 20 seconds left in the half.
Tavares McFadden knocked that away. Ball on the 47. It's a 2nd and 10 for the Tiger-Cats. A couple of good drives by the offense late in this opening half, trying to get back into this football game. They were down 17-0 at one point. Taylor Powell, pump fake, throws to the near sideline again. Keandre Smith trying to track it down, but it was thrown out of bounds, and Smith could not make the catch. So that brings up a 3rd and 10 from their own 47. And Corey Vedvik comes on the field to punt the football. So the Argos jumped out to that 17-0 lead. Tiger Cats did not allow them to score in the second quarter. They've chipped away a little bit. Missed field goal and a successful field goal from Mark Leggio, and it's a 13-point difference. Vedvik, high spiral with the wind. It's a good kick. Javon Leak gets it at his own 1, middle of the field, tripped up at his 10, stays on his feet. He's across the 15, and he's brought down there by the Tiger Cats with 4 seconds to go in the half.
Well, it's the best punt coverage that we've seen from the Ticats. Of course, 4 seconds left. It's not going to make totally a difference where the Argonauts start this drive. We'll probably just see one last play here. And you can see some Labor Day Classic energy on the field in this first half.
Yes.
There has been no shortage of it as both these teams clear the field with quite a bit of chatting.
62-yard punt from Corey Vedvik. Tiger Cats in the previous 2 games against the Argos trailed at the half 22-6 and 20-3. 17-4 isn't great, but it's better than the previous 2 meetings. And that's it. Chad Kelly happy with a 13-point lead, takes a knee. That ends the opening half. And the Argos really were in control, but we saw some positive things by the Tiger Cats offense. Looks like they're figuring some stuff out, and the defense really all game, Luke, has been very good for the Tiger Cats.
Oh, yeah. Really impressive second quarter there, especially by the Ticat defense, but the offense started to find some rhythm as well. Holding Chad Kelly to very limited production on this last handful of drives. To be honest, it's a 17-4 game for Toronto, but Toronto's in the locker room right now. They're not saying, hey, keep it up, guys. They're saying, hey, we got to start moving the ball a little bit. I mean, which is unusual to think of this team with a 13-point lead as they enter the locker room here. But I think you've got a Ticats team who is just an explosive play away from bringing this back into a very interesting football game. If they can complete some of these deep passes that they're trying, and I'm all for it, RJ. I mean, they are really trying to make plays downfield, but it's just been a little bit off here and there. We saw the interception from Taylor Powell, which of course you have to avoid going forward, but they're giving their playmakers chances downfield. James Butler, we saw flashes in the second quarter there of the kind of production that Ticat fans are loving this season, like you've seen for the last 2 weeks. We saw flashes of that, but they've got to string some of it together, and they've got to push it not just out of their own end backed up. They've got to push it all the way down the field and into the end zone and see if this Ticat defense can continue to perform the way they did in the second quarter.
7th time this season the Tiger Cats have trailed at the half. They've come back to win once. We'll see if they can make it twice. It is 17-4, Argos lead. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker, with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz, is next on the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field, the Labor Day Classic. There's a half to go at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. The shadows have started to creep onto the field. We're underway. Argos lead 17-4. Tyreek McAllister gets the kickoff at his own 10, and he's got an opening. He gets to the outside. He's to midfield, and finally the Argos angle him off out of bounds, and he's waving to the crowd to get loud, and some of them aren't back from getting their refreshments yet at halftime. You missed a big return.
Yeah, long lines at the concessions on this hot day for that halftime, and that is an explosive return right to the center line of the field. This is like a reverse of the first quarter where now it's Hamilton with the wind at their back and Hamilton with a great starting field position.
Maybe we haven't talked about the wind enough in this game, Luke. It is blowing from right to left, but there haven't been any points scored in this game against the wind. Big 45-yard return by Tyreek McAllister. And the Tiger Cats have the wind in this third quarter, and they'll try to chip into the lead. James Butler has the football. He's got some blocking in front of him. He's still going. He's on his feet, and he's got enough for the first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Yeah, great patient run. One of the things I love about James Butler is he makes it happen in a couple different ways. We saw him hurdle a guy early this game. He'll have great moves, jukes in the backfield. But for a couple times tonight, including this last play, sometimes it's just about being patient, going slower to keep your blockers in front of you.
Down to the Toronto 45-yard line with the win. Down by 13 points. Taylor Powell under center. Hands off to James Butler again. He gets hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Tries to get a couple of more yards. Can't get much. Maybe 2 yards, maybe a yard on that carry.
End of that second quarter, the Ticats were trying to save clock and get back into field goal range. They were unable to do that, but now already they've gotten themselves there. This is a 2nd and 8 here, but they're in field goal range and right back with that momentum that they ended the first half with.
It's hot, 40 degrees with the humidity. The shadows starting to get long on Tim Hortons Field. It's a second down that the Tiger Cats want to convert. Taylor Powell leaves the pocket, throws on the run, running to his left, completes it to James Butler. Okay. Needed to get across the 35. He'll be a bit short of that. Wound up getting to the 36, so they're about a yard short of this first down, Luke.
Yeah, a tight yard. Maybe it's just shy of. Tell you what, Joel Figueroa is back in the Ticats lineup there. He's been doing this for a decade in the CFL, but we just watched him kind of in the open field, sort of outside of the pocket, two-hand shove an Argonaut and take out an additional Argonaut like a bowling pin. He's that kind of guy. Here we go.
Tiger Cats are going for it. Big boys are out there. Kai Loxley dives to his right. And it looks like it is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Really great to see Taylor Powell coming back on the field, along with Tyreek McAllister and Keandre Smith. Argonaut down on the field here will stop play, but first down Ticats. Impressive start to the half.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, the 50-50 for this game, if you're listening from home or at the stadium, get your 50-50 tickets. You can do that at Ticats5050.com. That's Ticats5050.com. The jackpot is over $70,000. I'm looking at the live jackpot right now. It's $70,765. So again, you can get your tickets in stadium, or if you're listening, you can go to Ticats5050.com. That would be a nice little way to celebrate Labor Day. We'll take a break. It's 17-4, Argos lead. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Early second half. Tiger Cats opening possession. They're in business. They're down to the Argos 34-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. Ball on the near hash mark. 3 receivers to the right of Taylor Powell, and he's got 2 to his left on the boundary side. James Butler right behind Powell. He's in the shotgun, and he did a hard count. Argos didn't bite. Taps his right foot, gets the football, fakes a handoff to Butler, and then he whips it to Duke Williams, who was fairly close to Powell, and he couldn't make the catch in tight quarters.
Yeah, interesting design. They fake the waggle to expose the blitz, which they do. The Argonauts bring it anyways. Duke Williams sort of sets up like he's adding in and then is in perfect setup there. That's exactly what you want. You want to make it look like you're adding into the protection, then you peel off to get the screen. Taylor Powell had to send a laser beam in there, though, and it's hard to catch.
He had a little bit on that one. 2nd and 10 for the Tiger Cats. Taylor Powell, fresh off his first CFL win last week, trying to make a comeback here at Tim Hortons Field. Stays in the pocket, completes the pass near sideline, and will be very close to a first down. That was caught by Terry Godwin.
Yeah, this might be a touch longer than that last
Big boys
short
are
yardage
coming out.
attempt. Yeah, here we go. It's well, just about a yard. It looks like still a yard to go for that first down. They already got one on this drive, and they're battling back. There's almost 4 minutes gone. Excuse me, more than 3 minutes, I should say, gone in this third quarter just from this drive.
Taylor Powell stays in. He's in the shotgun on this 3rd and 1. James Butler to his right. Taylor Powell, high snap, hands it off to James Butler. He goes straight ahead. He gets way more than the yard he needed. He's got the first down to the Argos 20. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
What confidence they have in James Butler. 3rd and short, and they don't line up for the classic quarterback short yardage play. They just give him the ball out of a handoff from the shotgun, and huge gain, first down on the 20.
Red zone for the Tiger Cats. First time they've been there in this game. Down 17-4. First possession of the second half. Trying to cut into the Argos lead in the Labor Day Classic. Taylor Powell back to pass, waiting, nobody open. Now he's scrambling to his left, throws on the run. Had James Butler on this near sideline, makes the catch, and it'll be a gain of a couple of yards.
Yeah, fine. Taylor Powell forced out of the pocket just before probably, almost felt like he was about to throw it away, and he finds James Butler for a 3.5 yard gain, and that's doesn't sound like a lot. Still second down, but 2nd and 6.5 is easier than 2nd and 10, and they're just chipping away at it.
Tiger Cats have talked about it all season. They need to turn these into touchdowns when they're in the red zone. 4 receivers off to the right for Taylor Powell. He drops back to pass, looking straight ahead, under pressure, throws down the middle. It's a touchdown. It's caught. The Tiger Cats get their first touchdown of the game. It's Terry Godwin with his first CFL touchdown of his career.
What a beautiful catch. Unbelievable job at the top of the route by Terry Godwin. Gets plenty of separation there from the Argonaut secondary. And Taylor Powell, beautiful throw right to the back middle of the end zone. Takes the contact at the catch as well. Man, this Ticats from the end of that first quarter, if you could have just drawn a line in the sand and called it 0-0 again, this Ticats team is actually piecing together a really, really decent football game. Still work to be done, though. They're going to go for 2 here.
Ticats touchdown presented by Turkstra Lumber. Terry Godwin gets his first. He's had such a great year for the Tiger Cats. Finally gets that touchdown, and they are going for 2. Taylor Powell gets the snap, hands off to James Butler. He's hit at the 2, battles ahead, dives ahead. He'll be very close. Official at that far sideline is saying he didn't get in. He's waving it off, and a flag flies late. 2 flags fly, so there's some rough stuff going on down there on the field. They're saying he did not get the 2-point convert. So it is a 17-10 lead for the Argos. It's within 7 points. After a 17-point lead for the Argos, Tiger Cats are close. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats score their first touchdown of the game on the first possession of the second half, and they eat a lot of the clock too. 5 minutes and 15 seconds on that drive. They get a touchdown, but they are unsuccessful on the 2-point convert, so it's a 7-point lead for the Argos now.
Yeah, interesting too, RJ. The Ticats elected to get the win for the third quarter. They started to turn things around offensively in the second quarter, had a great defensive second quarter, and that's Orlando Steinauer saying, forget strategy. A lot of guys are going to say, we want the ball for the long quarter, which is the fourth quarter, where you have the elongated last 3 minutes. We want the wind at our backs then. No, Orlando Steinauer is saying, no, just give us the ball right now. Forget the wind. We need to go out there and keep the momentum going that we've established in that second quarter, and it worked. They moved the ball down the field on the opening drive. 5 minutes later, they've got their first touchdown of the game to Terry Godwin, and now you got a 7-point game. I mean, it was not looking that way at the end of the first quarter, right?
No,
it was
17-0 at the end of the first quarter.
It was all Toronto, and now they've kept the momentum that they found in the second quarter.
And penalties at that last play on the unsuccessful 2-point convert forced the Tiger Cats back to their own 15 for this kickoff. And their punter, Corey Vedvik, kicks it off. Javon Leake gets it at his own 20, and he's across midfield, and he'll finally just walk out of bounds before getting touched. Tiger Cats had the angle on him, but he gives the Argos great starting field position. They'll be at midfield when we come back. It's 17-10, Argos leading the Labor Day Classic. We're early in the third quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. 9:38 to go in the third quarter. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Argos take over just on Hamilton's side of the field on the Tiger Cats 54 after the big 35-yard return from Javon Lake. Chad Kelly stays in the pocket, and he throws as he's being brought down. He was sacked by Jameer Thurman, but might have gotten the ball away before he was actually brought down, and there is a flag on the play, too.
Well, it seems to me like it would be a holding penalty in the offensive backfield. Risky throwaway there by Chad Kelly.
Yes, we've seen that taken for 6. Dave Foxcroft at his last game as a referee in the CFL. He'll join the command center. He will be missed. Excellent referee, and he will let us know the call.
Block, hands to the face. Toronto number 53. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Okay.
So that'll push the Argos back. This defense for the Tiger Cats, Luke, has been very, very good today.
Oh my goodness, they really have. Again, we've already said it, but Chad Kelly's points came off of very, very short fields in the first quarter. He's been into the win now for, this is the second quarter in a row here with very little production, and now he's faced with a 1st and 20.
From their own 46, they did start on Hamilton's side of the field. Kelly stays in the pocket, throws deep, near sideline. Tavares Daniels, did he make the catch? Tiger Cats, it was right in front of their sideline, and they're all saying he didn't have control of the ball.
Well, Coach O's got his hand on the holster here.
So the officials say it's a catch. You're going to see that red flag. Coach O hasn't won a challenge this year.
He bobbled after the first foot was in bounds, but it looks like he may have secured it as his right foot stabbed the field in green still, not the white paint, and they're going to let it run. Good catch.
No, they don't. Coach O wanted to be dramatic on Labor Day. Right just before the ball was snapped, he got the challenge flag out there. 0 for 4 in challenges. Let's see if this is the one.
Hamilton is challenging that it was an incomplete pass on the previous play. We'll review the play.
Well, we'll have to get you to see a replay, Luke, and let us know what you think. Very close, and a lot of Tiger Cats were right there. It was right in front of their sideline. This is a pivotal challenge, too.
So it was a very, very well-placed ball. I think they're actually going to call this incomplete. I think they're going to overturn the catch. And the reason is, I think he may have secured the ball as the foot hit the ground, but I think his right foot was just barely touching white paint. Looks to me.
Yeah.
Put it this way. Had it been a perfectly clean catch, a first touch reception, this would have been no problem. He actually would have had maybe his left foot would have still been on the turf, but he does bobble this once before he's able to get that additional foot down.
Pretty good job by Daniels to make it that close.
That right foot is close. He really should secure that on that first catch, though, and I like Coach O's challenge here.
Staying calm on the sidelines. Tiger Cats have kept their composure. This game epitomizes their season in a sense. Down 17-0, hanging in, believing. They've scored the last 10 points of the game. They're within 7. Here's the call on the challenge.
Review. The ruling on the field is overturned. It's an incomplete pass. It will be 2nd and 20.
First challenge won by Coach O this season. It's a big one.
It is.
He's 1 and 4 in challenges.
I mean, a big one in so many ways. Because it's the Labor Day Classic, big.
Yes.
Because it was a very, very big gain, a 24-yard reception. That's big. And also, the Argonaut offense is doing everything they can to get back some rhythm, some momentum. So it's huge that you just take that out of, away from them as well. That was just a big challenge all around, and well done by Orlando Steinauer.
So that was a 1st and 20. So now it'll be 2nd and 20, and this defense hasn't given up many big plays in this game. They need a stop here. Again, Tiger Cats have scored the last 10 points of the football game, and still lots of time to go with the win, just under 9 minutes.
You've got a very rowdy Tiger Cat bench down there, pumping up the stands, getting this Labor Day crowd involved, and they are. It's loud here.
2nd and 20. Argos on their own 46. Chad Kelly just in the sunshine. Hands off to A.J. Ouellette, and he's across the 50, gets to midfield, and maybe down to the Hamilton 54, which is where this drive began for the Argonauts. Not enough for the first down. Boris Beattie, he is the punter for the Argos in this game. John Haggerty, their normal punter, was a game-time decision. It's hard to tell earlier on because there were a couple of, do you punt, do you kick a field goal, and he pooched a couple of punts in the opening half, but he is the punter, and here he is standing on his own 40, punting into the wind to Tyreek McAllister. Beattie's punt, a low one, and it finds the 1 yard line, bounces into the end zone, and McAllister will take a knee.
Well, that's unfortunate. You know, the Ticats went for 2 after their touchdown, and now you get a single that pushes this back to an 8-point game. So you got an interesting point balance going on here, but a lot of time left on the clock.
18-10, Argos lead, 7:50 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. About half the field in shadow now, putting a bit of cool on this very, very hot day. Still a warm near evening, late afternoon in Hamilton. Argos lead 18-10 on the Labor Day Classic. Tiger Cats offense back on the field, beginning this drive from their own 40, going from right to left, still have the wind with them. All the points have been scored with the wind. Ball is handed off to James Butler, and he'll get across the 40-yard line, gain of 2. By the way, you have until the end of the third quarter to get your 50-50 tickets. It's almost up to $76,000. You can go to Ticats5050.com to get those tickets. 2nd and 8 from their own 42. Taylor Powell, he's running to his right, and the pressure was coming. He threw the ball, and he was just trying to get rid of it. It was close to a receiver. It goes incomplete, and that was a quick possession for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, unfortunate 2 and out. They've done a great job of eliminating those after having a few of them early in the game. Like we've said, though, this Ticat defense playing well. And Chad Kelly, you know, not having a great night. Nothing compared to some of the performances that CFL fans have watched throughout the year. Actually has not had 2 consecutive completions yet in this game. The Ticat defense has put up a lot of hardship for that Toronto offense since the first quarter.
We've had a lot of people listening to the Ticats Audio Network. We appreciate all the listeners, and Labor Day Classic, no doubt a fun game for a former coach of yours, June Jones, and he's listening. Yeah,
great to hear from June, out actually on the Big Island in Hawaii. Ticat wishes go out to everyone in Hawaii after with the fires going on there and the tragedy that they've seen, but June, what a great coach, and a fun years we had in Hamilton. June had a real knack for putting people in positions to succeed. He wanted you to do what you were good at doing, and we had an absolute blast playing with June, and great to hear that he's tuning in for the Labor Day Classic.
Heard a rumor you'd still be playing if June was...
Well, I scored a lot of touchdowns with June for some reason. I don't know. He
put you into the Hall of Famer?
He did. It was great. Frank Gans Jr., Jerry Glanville was part of the staff. That was some fun years, and we had a great time running June's offense, and he was just an absolute blast to play for. A great football life, June Jones.
Still loves it. Happy to have you joining us, June, and should be a good finish. The injured Ticat was Duke Williams, and he got off under his own power, but he looked uncomfortable as he limped off. We'll wait and see if we see Duke Williams again in this game. He's an important part. Tiger Cats punting. Corey Bedvick, not a very good punt into the wind. It's low and short, and Javon Leake, there's the positive, is he's got nowhere to go except out of bounds right in front of that Toronto sideline at the Argos 28.
And the wind has actually died for a second here, and that's kind of the first time all afternoon. For the most part, the flags have consistently been off the mountain towards the water, but died down there for that punt, but really kind kind of adding to the hardship of the Hamilton punt unit, who has not had great productivity in this Labor Day Classic.
Argos offense back on the field. 3 straight drives without a first down. This Tiger Cats defense has shut them down. Here's a pass to the left, a screen to Cam Phillips, and he'll get maybe halfway to that first down. Brought down by Jameer Thurman, who's been all over the field again for the Tiger Cats. Jameer Thurman, one of those guys great to talk to. A great game in BC, so many positives, and he said after that game, yeah, it was a good game, maybe our best of the season, but we got to be better.
There you go.
You need guys like that. That's a winner, that's a leader. Don't be happy. Keep striving for perfection. May never happen, but strive for it. A.J. Ouellette trying to get that first down. He will. He got an opening on that left side. And he's brought down Simone Lawrence with a great tackle. He dove and caught him from behind. Otherwise, that would have been for a lot more.
You're so right. Number 21, Simone Lawrence, coming out of the box. He was up into that run stop, and he finds his way back out into the open field and tracks down A.J. Ouellette. That was a big shoelace tackle there before A.J. Ouellette would have hit the defensive secondary.
Simone Lawrence has about 40 family members at Tim Hortons Field for this one. They want to see a Tiger Cats win. Chad Kelly fakes the handoff, and he makes a short pass. Caught by Dejon Brissett. That's enough to move the sticks again. So all of a sudden, the Argos went 3 drives with no first downs, and they string together back-to-back first downs, and they get to midfield.
You know, part of the storyline of the first half was that starting field position, and the Argos had such great offensive success when they had, you know, such a short distance to go, and it's sort of leveled out a little bit. The Ticats going a little bit more back and forth as far as the field position goes, and Chad Kelly now with still a full half a field to go.
A.J. Ouellette gets the handoff at near full speed. Didn't take him long to get to full speed, and he barrels his way across the 50. He'll be 3 or 4 yards short of the first down. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's the last quarter the Tiger Cats will have the wind. There's only been 1 point scored into the wind in this game, and the score is 18-10. So it has been a factor. Argos up to the Hamilton 49 at 2nd and 4. Chad Kelly, he's back to pass, throws over the middle. It is complete inside the 35-yard line. Caught by Curly Gittens Jr., and he's a bit slow to get up. But he's up.
Really nice move at the line there from Curly Gittens Jr. on the left side of their offensive formation. He slips underneath. I believe it was Chris Edwards in coverage. He gets his shoulders sort of crossed up, and Curly Gittens Jr. makes the reception and gets a few extra after.
Now up to the Hamilton 34. Best drive of the second half for the Argos. Handoff goes to A.J. Ouellette. He runs to the left. He's got an opening over there. He's down to the 20, the 15, the 10. And Malik Carney chasing him all the way from the line of scrimmage. Jumps on Ouellette's back and stops him before he can get into the end zone. But the Argos are going to be first and goal from the Hamilton 7.
Well, we haven't seen much of A.J. Ouellette so far this game, and then this drive we've seen 2 first downs early on and then a big explosive first down right there, putting them inside the Ticat 10-yard line.
Defense had really shut down the Argos run. They abandoned it for a while, but the pass wasn't working. That's a 27-yard run for Ouellette. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Handoff this time goes to Andrew Harris, and defense is all over him. It is just a mass of steel gray in the Maid and the Hammer uniforms, and they'll push the Argos back. They might have lost yards. So they'll say that Harris got back to the line of scrimmage. Ouellette stays on the sideline. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. The clock is running. Argos are close to getting more points. Tiger Cats looking for a turnover. They can't get it. It's a touchdown. Damonte Coxie. His first reception of the game. And it's a touchdown. And the Argos stretch the lead to 24-10. And Beatty's coming on for another convert.
Yeah, Coxie makes a good play at the top of his route to slip inside of Javian Elliott, who was in coverage. And it's kind of Chad Kelly just kind of putting the ball into an open space and then letting the receiver adjust to it, and pretty nicely done there. And that's tough. I mean, after almost 2 full quarters of stopping this Toronto offense, that touchdown puts this back into a difficult range here. Let's see if Beatty can make this the awkward 15-point lead.
Beatty's been busy man. He's doing both the kicking and punting for the Argos. 32-yard convert attempt is no good. He missed it. He missed it to the left.
How interesting. I mean, we had the 2-point try by the Ticats, no good. Then the single by Beatty pushes it to an 8-point game, and then the missed single. So we're by strange circumstances in sort of a standard 14-point lead here. The Ticats have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, not how you'd think we would get to a 14-point lead. 24-10, Argos still lead with 1:42 to go in the third quarter. And this is going to be an important possession for the Tiger Cats offense. Most of the scoring's been done with the win. And this will likely be their last shot with the wind in this game.
Yeah, I'll see if they can at least eat up a lot of the yardage that they need with the wind at their back, even if you don't get all the points or get into the end zone or kick a field goal. You can just eat up this open field here and get down into scoring territory with this last minute and 40 seconds. But we'll see. Toronto just proved it can be done into the wind. It's they drove that field there, their best drive, and actually probably since for the whole game. A lot of their scoring came on such short fields. That was an honest touchdown drive from in their own end here, and it's the Taylor Powell's turn to make it happen.
Chad Kelly had been pretty quiet for a couple of quarters. That drive, he goes 4 for 4, 38 yards, used 4 different receivers. And it culminated in the Damonte Coxie touchdown. Morris Beatty was about to kick off, and the wind, which has been a factor, blew the ball off the tee. And he gets set to go again, and the wind blows the ball off the tee. So it will have to be held. Coming over to do that is Tarvaris McFadden. So Beatty is in the shadows as he'll kick this off from the 30-yard line. Tyreek McAllister and Sean Thomas Erlington are in the sunshine in that south end zone. McAllister gets it at the 15. He's across the 20, the 30.
Okay.
He's getting to the outside. Tyreek McAllister has that outside. Beatty trying to get the angle, can't do it. McFadden, who held that kickoff, finally tracks him down. But McAllister gets inside the Argos 35 with that return.
Wow. And he's still down on the field, unfortunately, after running into that LED strip on the far sideline. Now he's up and walking off there. What an explosive play at perfect timing to answer that touchdown drive by the Argonauts. And now, like we said, RJ, you want to make the most of this last drive with your wind at your back. Well, you've only got 35 yards that you have to do it now, or 39, excuse me. What a huge return there.
Tiger Cats needed that. Tyreek McAllister, he's good for a big return, and he'd have even bigger numbers. He's actually run 2 punts back for touchdowns this season. Both have been called back due to penalties. So his numbers are good. They'd be even better. That return was 63 yards. Tiger Cats on the Argos 34. Taylor Powell gets the snap, and he throws into tight coverage, and he thread the needle perfectly to Tim White, who makes the catch.
Yeah, Tim White makes the catch and bounces off of that linebacking core to get an extra yard or 2 for this 2nd and 3. Really impressive throw and catch.
Not a lot of room there for Taylor Powell. He was accurate. Now up, trying for a 2nd down conversion, a pump fake by Powell. Now he's on the run, and he is wrapped up. And that's going to take the Tiger Cats back to pretty much where they started this drive. Brandon Barlow gets the sack as Taylor Powell just ran out of room.
Yeah, ran out of room. You could see him starting to get an idea that he was going to try to get this ball into the end zone, but you're running to your left. You've got to flip your hips around and throw the ball 35, 40 yards into the end zone, and he considered it too risky. He may have been right. You just never know. Part of you wants to say, well, try your best, just force it out there, but a turnover is worse than a sack in this case.
Mark Leggio steps up for the 37-yard attempt, and it is good. So Leggio successful on the field goal, and the Tiger Cats make it an 11-point game. They're down 24-13, and there's 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. That was the third sack of the game for the Argos. Tiger Cats don't have one yet.
The Argonauts allowing the fewest sacks in the league. They've just been really, really excellent at protecting Chad Kelly. And this last play of the third quarter, as this clock ticks down, be great for this Ticat defense to force a no gain on this first down before the field flips.
Still a two-score game. Final play of the third quarter, it's play action. Chad Kelly stays hot, rips a pass into Tavares Daniels, and he gets the first down. He'll be close to midfield in the final play of the third quarter. So there's 1 quarter to go in the Labor Day Classic, and the Argos lead the Tiger Cats 24-13. Exciting fourth quarter of this rivalry coming up on the Ticats Audio Network. Good crowd at Tim Hortons Field. Pigskin Pete just doing his thing in the Stipley end zone, the south end zone. A lot of fans down there for this game. A few extra tickets were sold to enjoy the game down there. It's been a close game. After a 17-0 lead for the Argos, Tiger Cats have battled their way back in it. But here's a pitch that turns into a first down for the Argos. Andrew Harris got the pitch, and he makes a nice run off to the right.
Yeah, starting to see this running back combination make a dent in this game here. A.J. Ouellette, great drive at the end of that third quarter. Now Andrew Harris, we started to see him a few times in the second half, including a big first down there. Ticat defense has got to get back to getting Chad Kelly off the field with some 2 and outs.
Argos have an 11-point lead. They're on the Tiger Cats 49. Here's a completed pass to the near side. Cam Phillips tackled by Richard Leonard. And there won't be much there. In fact, it's going to be a loss of a yard.
Richard Leonard, actually, we've already seen it tonight, and we've definitely seen it through the season and through his career. Just such a great open field tackler. I mean, that is just such a sure thing out there. He sheds the block to that sort of swing pass to the outside left of the Argonaut offense, and a tackle for a 2-yard loss.
That's important. It's a 2nd and 11 from the Hamilton 50. Chad Kelly back to pass, and he completes it to Andrew Harris, who needed to get down to the 38, and he dove ahead, and he got the first down.
Andrew Harris, 5th all-time rushing on the CFL all-time list, and now he's doing it out of the backfield. Multiple-time Grey Cup champion, including, of course, last year with the Argonauts, and that combination with this receiving crew, and then you've got A.J. Ouellette and Andrew Harris trading time and responsibility. Just a lot of answers for this Argonaut offense.
From the Hamilton 38, fresh set of downs for Chad Kelly. Fresh off signing a 3-year extension. A.J. Ouellette back out there, and he's dragging a good portion of the Hamilton defense for 9 yards. Right up the middle. Argos with that 11-point lead. They're having some success on the ground all of a sudden. Wasn't very productive earlier on in the game. 2nd and 1 from the Hamilton 29. Argos have the win. They're going from right to left in this fourth quarter. Tiger Cats had been struggling in the fourth quarter. They had a good one against BC. Trying to stop the Argos. Kelly has all kinds of time. Stays in the shotgun, completes it down inside the 5 to DeMonte Coxey. There is a flag.
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be defensive holding.
Illegal contact. Hamilton, number 3. The penalty's declined. First down, Toronto.
Kenneth George Jr. tangled up in the middle of the route with David Ungerer, as all by themselves, singled out to the left side of the offensive formation. It's just two out in the open. That's a tough call, because what it actually can be is great coverage, but when there's too much contact, when you're too physical in the route, you draw that penalty. But declined anyway as the reception's made over the middle of the field.
Some of the Argos coaches were out to the numbers trying to get David Ungerer off the field. Chad Kelly hands off to Ouellette. He goes straight ahead, gets a couple of yards. Started from the 4, he's down to the 2, maybe the 1. We'll see where they spot this. So it is on the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal. Tiger Cats defense will try to put up a wall. Chad Kelly stays out there. A.J. Ouellette, the running back. A.J. Ouellette, in this game, in the first half, he had 11 yards rushing. Second half, he's rung up 62. Kelly under center, he's going to keep it, trying to get to his right to the outside, and he dives into the end zone. Chad Kelly gets the touchdown for the Argos, and now they're up to 30 points. 30-13. And they'll attempt a convert coming up. 30-13 was the final score for the Tiger Cats last week in their victory. This time they're on the other end of it. Lots of time, though. 11 minutes to go.
It is, and the Argonaut offense, it actually kind of feels like they've only just found their rhythm, only just found their momentum. It's the last 2 drives that they were able to eat up clock, to maintain a rhythm of first downs, and ended both of those with touchdowns. Those first quarter points happened so quickly and at such as a result of mistakes from the Ticats, but they're going to have to find a way to once again start stopping that Argonaut offense here.
Morris Beatty missed his last convert. This time it's good. So that puts the Argos up to 31 points. Tiger Cats have 13. There's 10 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the Labor Day Classic. Tiger Cats need a big comeback. We'll see if they can make something happen when we return on the Ticats Audio Network.
Tiger Cats football.
Appreciate everybody listening on the Ticats Audio Network and the Kilos. It's nice to hear from the Kilos. Jeff Kilo, thanks for listening on Ticats Audio Network. He says a big shout out from the Sasky boys, and it is harvest time. They're out in the combine, so good luck with your harvest this year, guys, and always good to hear from you. Hopefully we have an exciting finish for you. If you want to let us know where you're listening from, email gameday@ticats.ca. We always like to hear. Tyreek McAllister from his own 5. Not as big a return as his last one. Gets up to the 25-yard line. First time in the last 6 Labor Day games that the Argos have scored more than 30 points. Tiger Cats have not lost a Labor Day game that Simone Lawrence has played in. He was injured last year. That put a stop to the Tiger Cats' 7 straight wins on Labor Day.
I remember a lot of them.
Yes, you were involved in a lot of those wins. 10.5 minutes to go. Tiger Cats are down 31-13. Taylor Powell beginning this drive from their own 25 in the shadows. Powell back to pass, plants his feet, completes it to McAllister. The ball came loose. He got up to the 30. Ball came loose.
This might be a Toronto ball.
Does it come down who touched it last? Because the ball went out of bounds before anybody could jump on it.
You have to establish yourself. Okay, never mind. Hamilton ball.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time either. And there's no challenges left for the Argos, by the way. Dinwiddie lost a challenge in the opening half, so he can't even challenge it. So the Tiger Cats keep the football, and Powell throws. Oh, it's a great throw. Even better catch by Tim White. That's a big pass. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
What a great catch by Tim White there. We've seen him run that sail route a couple times, that bending corner. It's a really deep throw, and he spears that with his hands while he jabs the foot into the turf. Perfect timing.
21 yards, moves the Tiger Cats up to the 48. Here's a shorter pass, and it's complete to Tyreek McAllister, and he's stopped at midfield. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down.
You know, that's the big throw that we haven't seen a lot of. That's been a piece of the Ticat offense that's been missing. And it's encouraging to see those catches be made. And that was, we've seen Tim White with a couple very impressive catches in this game.
Sean Oakman is down on the field. 6'9" defensive lineman for the Argos. It's a hot day in Hamilton, and he's being looked at by the Argos training staff. 9:43 to go in the game. Argos lead 31-13. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. 9:43 to go in the Labor Day Classic. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Argos lead 31-13. Tiger Cats into the wind. The wind has been a factor in this game, but they need some points. They've got to get going, and they maybe snapped this ball a little early. The CFL officials indicating the commercial break were still on the field. Tiger Cats eager.
Yeah. Start that one over. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. You kind of shoot your shot. You know, the play you wanted for this 2nd and 4, you just ran. Not meaningless in yardage and all that, but it sort of is unfortunate.
But would they do it again? That's what the defense has to figure out. Here's the play for real. Taylor Powell looking left. The pressure's on, and ooh, boy, he looked like he threw it almost right into the numbers of Dwayne Hendricks. Number 99, Dwayne Gretzky, played at pregame and halftime, entertaining the crowd.
Oh yeah, awesome band, great sound coming before the game started. It's 3rd down here and 4, and Taylor Powell and his offense is still on the field, right at the center line.
Down 31-13. And the Argos have started from midfield on a lot of their drives in this game, so let's see if the Tiger Cats can convert. It's nothing the defense hasn't seen if the Tiger Cats can't. Into the wind, Powell throws. He's got an open receiver. They've got the first down and more. Tim White down to the Argos 35. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down, and they did it on a clutch 3rd down.
They're lining up quick here again, but I'm just very impressed with number 12, Tim White. It's one of his best performances, in my opinion, of his career, honestly.
High praise down to the Argos 35. Tim White, 95 yards receiving, and he's got the football again, and that should put him over 100 yards as he's very close to another first down.
You've got to have guys in your wide receiving core who can make these tough catches, who can overcome difficult 2nd down conversions, and he's the guy right now.
Down to the Argos 26, into the wind. And whistle goes. The officials approach as one of the Argos is down on one knee.
Well, the Ticats are keeping a good pace here, and that's a few in a row to Tim White. And a lot of work left to do with 8:15 left in the game, but their passing offense looks different. I mean, teams going forward, you know, they're not having the struggles that they have had in weeks past, where there's really been no downfield passing success. Now they're starting to find it a little bit.
So the Argos, Dwayne Knight is down, and he'll be getting up, but we'll take a quick break. With 8:14 to go, it's 31-13. Argos lead. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tim White is enjoying his 3rd game this season where he's had at least 100 yards receiving. Think back to that last game against the Argos. He didn't even have a reception. So he's been much more effective in this game. And Duke Williams, who was injured earlier, is out there for the Tiger Cats. They're on the Argos 26. It's a 2nd and 1. Taylor Powell back to pass. Stays in the pocket. Has to check it down. And he finds Keandre Smith. And he's staying on his feet. He's still going. He's inside the 15. It's a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. And Keandre Smith showing some Hulk-like strength.
Yeah, great run after the catch, and with some help from his offensive linemen throwing their weight and helping his momentum there. And now you've got some Ticats down on the field here. I really think, RJ, the heat is getting to these guys. I mean, it's just been so hot for this entire game, and your body just runs out of moisture, of hydration, and you can see him stretching a little bit. It's hard to...
Brandon Kemp.
There you go.
Is the offensive lineman. A lot of the big guys, a couple of Argos defensive linemen have been down on this drive. Now an offensive lineman of the Tiger Cats. Just an extremely hot, humid day in Hamilton. Hottest of the year. No 30-degree days in August. Surprising, but September's come in with a lot of heat. Half a quarter to go in the game. Argos lead 31-13. Tiger Cats have found that little piece of sunshine still on Tim Hortons Field. It's from the 20-yard line in. They're down on the Argos 14. A third down gamble kept this drive alive. No doubt in 3-down territory, down by this deficit. Taylor Powell scrambling. They're hot on his heels. He makes the check down pass to James Butler, who had a Darius Pickett on his back and somehow made the catch for some positive yardage.
Yeah, you almost thought Taylor Powell was just going to take off, and he kind of underhand throws one for the check down, and nicely done. I mean, that's a valuable 7 yards.
Down to the 8-yard line now. Taylor Powell looking end zone, has to step up, wants to run. Argo got a hand on him and slowed him down. He's down to the 4 or 5 yard line, short of the end zone. That'll bring up third down.
Yeah, it was Sean Oakman, who we saw needed help leaving the field not long ago. He's back out there and tripped up Taylor Powell as he scrambled forward and just barely got tripped up trying to make that first down.
Yeah, 6'9" Sean Oakman. He's got a lot of reach. That slowed Taylor Powell down. So the clock is running, 6:20. Ball's on the Argo 5. It's third down. Tiger Cats have Kai Loxley out there. He's under center. Here's the snap. Loxley goes to the right, dives ahead. He needed a yard for the first down. So it is first down. It'll be first and goal from the 4.
Good execution there by the short yardage team. We've seen both ways this year, RJ. The Hamilton defense stopping opponents on short yardage. We've seen the offense come up short a few times, but they've been sound tonight at the times they've done it, and that's twice on this drive. They've overcome a third down.
Tiger Cats have to get this into the end zone. 5.5 minutes to go in the football game. They're down 31-13. The clock is running. Taylor Powell in the shotgun. Gets the snap, steps back. Here's the pressure from the Argos, and he slings it off to his left. It's a low pass. Tim White makes the catch, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. Tim White. Back-to-back games with a touchdown for White.
That's right. Last week, returning the onside kick for a touchdown in Vancouver. And now with 100 yards and capitalizing with a touchdown, much needed touchdown on this drive with 5:18 left on the clock. Tim White, reminding people why he was the signing this offseason, why he's the guy who needs to get the ball in games like this. A couple huge catches on this drive and a great job fighting to get into the end zone.
And he's dancing. Tim White was the Tiger Cats' most outstanding player last season. That makes it a 31-19 football game. With over 5 minutes to go, Tiger Cats are going to go for 2 again. They tried earlier. They were unsuccessful. Taylor Powell in the shotgun. James Butler to his right. 3 receivers. Also to the right for Taylor Powell. That's the boundary side to the end zone. It's caught. It's Tim White again. He caps off the drive with the 2-point convert. And that makes it a 10-point deficit for the Tiger Cats. 31-21, and there's 4:56 to go. That Ticats touchdown was presented by Terkstra Lumber. Ticats make it interesting, don't they?
They sure do. It's just unbelievable. I mean, a back and forth here, and as the Ticats offense hit sort of a lull in the second part of that third quarter and into the fourth, that's when Chad Kelly got hotter. They put two beautiful touchdown drives together, the Argonauts did. Now the Ticats answer back with a really, that was a cohesive offensive drive there. I mean, they moved the ball down the field very well, overcame second downs, went forward on third down on 2 occasions, and got the ball in the end zone. I mean, that was a great looking drive. It's almost, this is starting to feel like with less than 5 minutes left, we're sort of running out of time in this Labor Day Classic. You got two teams that are sort of starting to find their rhythm at the same time here.
Yes. Yeah, the first half, Luke, we talked about how good both defenses were. In the second half, 7 possessions. There's been 4 touchdowns, a field goal, and 2 punts. Looks like the Tiger Cats are doing an onside kick here. It's Corey Bedvick, the punter, and it is right to Jack Kassar. And the Argos get the onside kick. Wasn't close, and they will take the football right around the Hamilton 40.
Yeah, 5 minutes left. It's obviously a 2-possession game at this 10-point difference there. It's tough, I think the other option would be to put the ball in the hands of your defense and say, it's your guys' responsibility to get Chad Kelly off the field and kick that off regular, forcing them to go to the long field there. They take the chance, try to get that onside there, but unfortunately Chad Kelly with a 40-yard field to go.
Argos with 17 first downs in the game. 10 have come in the last 2 drives. And A.J. Allette, a big part of that, he gets the carry on first down, and he'll be close to a 5-yard gain. 4:24 on the clock. The clock is running. Argos lead by 10. They don't mind that clock's rolling along, getting close to the 3-minute warning. Argos lost their last road game. That was in Calgary. That's their only loss of the season. They've beaten the Ticats twice this year. So if the Tiger Cats hope to have a shot at the season series, they have to find a way to come back. Chad Kelly, a good deceptive handoff to Curly Gittins. So a fly sweep, and he has enough for the first down. Just a little bit short of the 25.
Really good, quick exchange in the offensive backfield, and Curly Gittins Jr. able to just slip right out the right side of the offense and get upfield pretty quickly for a good gain.
That was a nice play.
Yeah, quick.
Hard to tell who had the football from there.
It goes back to the storyline of the Argonauts. When you're an 8-1 football team, this is often true, and it's certainly true of this Argonaut team, is that a lot of different guys can add in. You've seen Andrew Harris be a big part. A.J. Allette is a big part of every game of theirs. And then they've got a mix of all these receivers who add into what is a very hard offense to pin down.
3:38 on the clock. 10-point lead for the Argos. Tiger Cats called a timeout to put a stop on the clock before the 3-minute warning. Hoping this defense can find a way to create another turnover. A couple of interceptions in the game for the Tiger Cats. Ball's on the Hamilton 26. Chad Kelly set to go. 3 receivers off to the right. That's the boundary side. He'll pitch it back to A.J. Allette, and he's going to throw it. He throws to the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Dejon Brissett, and the Argos went deep into the trick bag for that one. A.J. Allette passes for the touchdown.
Wow.
Anything else?
AJ Ouellette has a hammer on the field, like a Thor-style hammer, celebrating in the end zone. But pretty good pass there from a running back. Running back built like a fullback, no less, as well. And Dejon Brissett goes up and makes the grab in the end zone after the double move, sort of the stutter block.
Yeah, so a couple of things. First, the Thor hammer.
Yeah.
That's not going to sit well with the Tiger Cats.
No.
Made in the hammer uniforms.
Let's see.
So that's a message, but...
And I think Coach O is probably discussing it right now, because what I was wondering about while this is happening is, I don't know if you can use a prop that you have to go to the sidelines to get for your touchdown dance.
Yeah.
And I don't want to focus on something that's unnecessary here, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be...
Toronto, number 34. That 10-yard penalty will be applied on the kickoff.
So you are correct. It's a 10-yard penalty. Argos would probably say it's worth the 10 yards. Also, I've talked to you about it. There's probably 3 or 4 current Ticats. Everybody thinks they could be a quarterback. AJ Ouellette shows he's got some skills. Throwing for that touchdown, Boris Beatty gets the convert. And the Argos might have put this one out of reach. 38-21, 3:15 to go. You never know.
Well, they took the chance on the onside kick. You know, the risk of an onside kick is you're almost immediately giving up points if that kick does not go your way. And it is a low probability play to receive and get the ball back after that onside try. So, you know, it's sort of a risky play, I guess is the right word for it. You're putting the emphasis on that short yard or that onside kick unit to say you guys have to make it happen. But Chad Kelly capitalizes with AJ Ouellette there, and then the Labor Day celebration to a little bit of salt in the wound there with the hammer in the end zone.
Yeah, that'll go in the memory banks of the Tiger Cats. These two teams will meet one more time in the regular season. And who knows what the playoffs have in store. A lot of season to go before we get there. So the Argos in control of the Labor Day Classic, close to winning back-to-back Labor Day Classics. Currently up 38-21, 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the game. Tiger Cats have Tyreek McAllister and Sean Thomas Erlington back. McAllister's had some nice returns in this game. Boris Beatty will kick off from his 20 with the wind. It's a good kick, too. McAllister has to float back to his own 5, right in the middle of the field. Starts to his left, now back into the middle, and he runs into the Argos at about the 33-yard line, and that's where they'll put a stop to that return.
Yeah, good kick. That was McAllister had to back up to receive that. Always hard to spring a good return when you're still sort of backing up as you receive the kick. And Taylor Powell with a lot of work cut out for himself on nearing the 3-minute warning.
I feel like your pro athlete juices are flowing in this one. You want to get out there, don't you?
It's kind of tough, yeah. This is it's an Argonaut team that's very good, but yeah, they brought a little extra attitude here for the Labor Day Classic.
Yes, they did. And there are certain points in a season that can be found when you look back.
This is the 3-minute warning.
That maybe motivate a team, and the Tiger Cats aren't going to be happy with the result of this one. We are at the 3-minute warning. The score is 38-21. Argos leading. 2:51 on the clock. We'll be back with the conclusion on the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field. Argos are in control of the Labor Day Classic. Tiger Cats next game. This will be a really short week for them. They might only get to practice once. So today, of course, is Labor Day Monday. They'll play in Ottawa on Friday. So likely tomorrow off. Quick practice on Wednesday. Travel to Ottawa on Thursday and play the game on Friday. Next week, Montreal is in Toronto. So the Tiger Cats have had Ottawa's number, but they have been close games. Let's see what happens here. There's actually 3:06 on the clock, even though we've taken the 3-minute warning. There's an official in red still standing on the field. We've seen a couple of times in this game where the ball's been snapped and they've had to redo it. Everything good here. Taylor Powell from his own 34. Argos are on his heels. He gets rid of the football before he takes the sack. It's incomplete. But the Argos have had pressure on Taylor Powell all game.
Yeah, they have. He's had to escape the pocket a number of times there, and 2nd and 10's obviously not what you're hoping to do as you trying to make anything happen here, but 3rd down territory for sure. In fact, already onside kick territory as we saw, and 3 downs allows you to open up the playbook a little bit.
Let's see if Taylor Powell can make a big comeback against the league's top team. From the 34, it's 2nd and 10. Powell stays in the pocket. There's the pressure again, and they get him. And the ball is loose. Argos have it. Flo Oromalade, their sacks leader. I don't think he got the sack, but he picked up the loose ball. And it looks like it is a turnover. So the Argos take it down to the Hamilton 15 or 16-yard line after the Taylor Powell fumble on the sack. And the Argos will take over.
It's Brandon Kemp, right tackle, had to come back to make the tackle and had a hard time getting up off the turf there. But yeah, the Ticats, one thing they have done well is their ball security. And like we talked about before that play, the pressure's been on all night, and finally Taylor Powell is forced to cough one up.
Well, there were a few Argos there. Dwayne Hendricks was one of them. Deontay Knight might have been the one to knock the football loose. So the turnover puts the Argos in position to score again. 2:34 to go. They're on the Hamilton 16-yard line, and Cameron Dukes comes into the game for the Argos. He'll be their quarterback. Handoff for a couple of yards. It goes to Dan Adebaboye. So the Argos getting some of their second stringers in there to get some game action. A 1-yard gain for Adebaboye.
Yeah, and after all that, as the game gets critical for the Ticats, and obviously field position is something we talked about a lot, and now they're in the best drive start that they've had all game, unfortunately. I mean, that's kind of what happens as the desperation sets in a football game, but clock is ticking down. And
another handoff to Adebaboye. He'll go right up the middle, get to the 10. He's brought down there by a couple of Tiger Cats, including Simone Lawrence. Be short of the first down. So 3rd and 3.5, and the Argos leave their offense out there.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, all the points can matter at the end of the season, and if things shake up. But
well,
Toronto is.
If Argos win this, yeah, I guess overall.
Yeah,
but
across the East. I mean,
yeah.
With the Argos in their position, which will about to be 9-1, they're not going to end up. They're on their way to an outright first place.
Yes.
A flag is thrown pre-snap here.
So let's see what this is. The end of the game dragging on a bit.
Yeah, they were trying to force the
Timeout violation, Toronto, number 11. It's a 10-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Trying to force Hamilton to jump and give a free first down there, but.
Please reset the game clock.
So 1:46 on the clock right now. They'll add 3 seconds, so minute 49. 38-21 Argos lead. Not much time to go. Boris Beatty coming on for a 27-yard field goal attempt. John Haggerty is the holder. He's the normal punter, but he was a game-time decision. Beatty took both roles in this game. He was very good for the Argos in punting. Here's a 27-yarder. That's good. That adds to the Argos' lead, and now they've put 41 on the Tiger Cats.
Wow, you said Haggerty. He's actually struggling to get off the field after holding that kick. That's sort of sort of a strange thing. It's actually not the most comfortable thing to be down in that holding stance for very long, and if you've got a lower body injury, it's not comfortable.
41-21, Argos lead. First time Tiger Cats have given up 40 points since Game 1 against Winnipeg. Bombers scored 42. Argos' most points in a Labor Day Classic. This is right up there. 1997, they scored 46. Then there's today's game with 41, and then 2006, they scored 40. So this will be back-to-back Argos wins on Labor Day. Tiger Cats had won the 7 previous, had really owned this game at Tim Hortons Field, but the Argos have been pretty good last 2 years. Won the Grey Cup last year, top team in the regular season so far.
In the 6. Toronto in the 6. Go Argos.
You know, the hard thing about this, it's 41-21 on the scoreboard right now, but in truth, the sort of standard time of play in this game was a lot closer than that. You know, you can say that probably about too many games in the CFL, and good teams, you know, they're not perfect. They just find ways to win frequently, but some good still comes out of this for the Ticats going forward, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter today.
Tyreek McAllister gets it at his own goal line and goes straight ahead, and he'll get up to the 30. That's where the Argos stop him with 1:40 to go. Taylor Powell still in. Tiger Cats third week with Scott Milanovic calling the plays. Really good last week against BC and sort of validated that victory over the Lions with the Lions' win over Montreal earlier this week. But the Argos are the team to catch in the East Division. They've proven it again today. Taylor Powell passes, screen pass to Tyreek McAllister. He'll get across the 30, get a couple of yards before he's pulled out of bounds in front of that Argos sideline. And now things getting a bit rough over there. Keandre Smith, smile on his face, hands in the air. The innocent hands in the air. Not sure what happened over there. But
Jamal Peters and Keandre Smith were tangled up well after the play as the block sort of finished and they wrestled to the ground. Jamal Peters still fixing his headgear and helmet from that scuffle. We'll see what the refs think happened.
Player misconduct fouls, 10-yard penalties, number 3 Toronto, and also on Hamilton. It'll be second down.
So we believe it was Keandre Smith.
You can kind of see the body language from the sidelines, the coaches sort of helping everyone sort of settles down.
Yeah, that's the thing, Luke. I was just thinking with a 20-point game and the Argos doing some pretty flamboyant celebrating, you never know what might happen late. Ball up to the Hamilton 30. To second and 10, Taylor Powell completes the pass. Near side, Richie Sindani takes a couple of hits, gets up across the 40, and it is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. Minute 29 to go, got out of bounds, stopped the clock. Now up to the Hamilton 41. Taylor Powell has 2 receivers to his right, 2 receivers to his left. Over the middle, another completion to Sindani, who tries to make a stutter step move, and he is brought down in the open field. Nice tackle by Adarius Pickett. Be a couple of yards short of the first down.
Gain of 6, second and 4.
Ball up to the 47. Tiger Cats have no time to waste. They're down by 20, trying to make something happen. James Butler stays in the game, and he's reluctant to go down. Carries a couple of Argos with him and gets another first down presented by Active Green and Ross.
As the game got a little bit more desperate in the second half, we saw less and less of James Butler, unfortunately, who had a couple really important runs and plays in the first half there, but unable to sort of make a difference in the run game as the score got away from him.
Taylor Powell under pressure. There's his 40th pass attempt of the game. It is complete to Tyreek McAllister, who gets in across the Argos 45. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Part of the storyline for the Ticats is things going right, while another part of their offense or a part of their attack is not going, and they can't seem to make everything click at the same time. When they're passing, their run game struggles. When their run game struggles, they can't move the ball down the field. As their offense does well, their defense doesn't stop Toronto's. I mean, it's just kind of a back and forth with all of these different factors working together.
Taylor Powell on the run straight ahead, throws a pass. It's caught by Keandre Smith, and he'll take it inside the 20. It's another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Flag after the play. Not really sure what happened. Jamal Peters brought Keandre Smith down, and I didn't really see any, misconduct or anything like that, but it's going to be something like that. Some behavioral penalty at the end of the play, if that's a term.
It is.
10-yard player misconduct foul on Toronto, number 20.
Okay.
First down.
So that's Tarvaris McFadden.
I'm not even sure if he was in on the tackle. I don't know, but obviously emotions are hot. And to be honest, and I hate bringing it up, but the touchdown throw from A.J. Ouellette sort of ignited some bottled up emotion from both teams here, and it sort of hasn't been the same since.
Yeah.
And especially when that is the play that sort of makes the game out of reach. It's sort of an ugly last minute here, sort of behaviorally, to use the word again.
Yeah, well, and the celebration with Thor's hammer in the hammer, that was sending a message. Tiger Cats on the 18. Taylor Powell under pressure, and the Argos get to him. It's another sack. So that'll push the Ticats back.
Timeout, Hamilton.
Tiger Cats call another timeout. 39 seconds on the clock. It's a 20-point deficit. Tiger Cats will have to get this into the end zone, try another onside kick, and see what happens. Sacks in this game. Toronto has 5, including one where Taylor Powell fumbled and they recovered. Hamilton doesn't have any.
Toronto just so good at protecting Chad Kelly. That's another thing they have going, another tool they have to access as they work their way towards victories.
Taylor Powell under pressure again. They had his jersey. He got away, runs to his left, fakes a throw. Inside the 10, spins, got down to the 5, tried to stay on his feet and get into the end zone, and Coulter Woodmansey ran over because Powell took a hard hit. He's up, though. The quarterback is up. Tiger Cats don't need any more injuries in that position.
That's true. And just as you read that stat, 5 sacks against, 0-4 for the Ticats. That was nearly the 6th right there, but a great job escaping and moving to the right, and another stoppage of play for what looks like kind of the same thing we've seen, heat cramp, something like that. You never know. There was some contact at the top. It was kind of a hard tackle on Powell, and that's where this Argonaut is down on the field. We can't tell who it is yet, but it's physical.
Deontay Knight, Luke, he's already been down once.
Yeah.
It's safe to assume a lot of these players needing the training staff. It's due to the heat today. Very hot day in Hamilton. Even though we're into evening now, the heat has maintained. 28 seconds to go. Knight is up and getting off under his own power. So this will be 3rd down for the Tiger Cats. They're on the Argos 2. And there's 28 seconds to go. They trail by 20. This would be some kind of Labor Day comeback if they could make this happen. But they'll have to get this into the end zone and then really try to get crafty to get themselves 20 points against the best team in the league. Not looking good for the Tiger Cats, who will have a short week. Try to rehydrate and get ready for Ottawa. Have to win that one Friday in Ottawa. 23 seconds. The clock is ticking. It's a 3rd and 2 coming up for the Tiger Cats, and Taylor Powell's in the shotgun. He's going to pass. Waits, throws. James Butler it's actually Terry Godwin who jumps up and makes the catch, his second touchdown of the game. And Taylor Powell took a hard hit. He's really slow to get up. But he threw a touchdown pass to Terry Godwin. Those two have connected twice in this game. There's 11 seconds to go. And it's 41-27 with a convert to come. That Tiger Cats touchdown presented by Turkstra Lumber.
Yeah, twice for 2 touchdowns, Terry Godwin in this game, and scuffling, getting off the field again there. There is a flag that after the play, but really a good-looking touchdown pass, good-looking throw and catch there. You know, of course, too late to matter, but
another flag just flew, Luke.
Well, Tavares McFadden.
Objectional conduct, number 20, Toronto. That's his second player misconduct penalty. He's disqualified from the game. We also have a player misconduct foul of 10 yards on number 6, Toronto.
Wow.
So the Argos are the team with the big lead, and they're the ones taking the misconducts.
Tavares McFadden egging the crowd on as he's ejected from the game. Running to the Toronto tunnel.
A lot fewer crowd members here now as we're 11 seconds to go. It was a sold-out crowd at Tim Hortons Field. It was loud, great atmosphere. And McFadden's been ejected. Mark Leggio on for the 1-point convert. And it's good, so that gives the Tiger Cats 28 points. And let's do the glass half full. 28 points on the Argos is pretty good. Giving up 41's the problem.
Yep, and it's almost like it was the second half of the Argonauts' points that they earned. I mean, they came out and played the way that they have all season. Not good long drives. Their running backs controlling the clock, controlling the rhythm, and Chad Kelly making the throws he needed to. It was the first half of their points that fell into their lap, in a sense, out of just poor play at the start of this game from the Ticats. And there's so much energy and there's so much emotion poured into this game right now, into this Labor Day Classic. 2 consecutive losses for the Ticats in this Labor Day Classic. But if you can kind of strip away all of that, you know, all of that off-field energy and attitude, you know, there was some changes that were made for the better for Hamilton, and some small corrections this would look very different.
This will be the Argos' 3rd win against the Tiger Cats this season. These two teams will meet up one more time. And that will be this month, Saturday, September 23rd. It will be in Toronto. Onside kick attempt. This one, Tiger Cats had it. It's loose again. And Argos got it. Boy, it looked like the Tiger Cats had that for a moment.
Yeah, the refereeing crew on the field called it very quickly a Toronto ball, but it didn't look that way from up here.
No.
Great job, honestly, by the onside kick team, by the Ticats. That got knocked out of the initial, you know, receiving Argonauts' hands quickly. It bobbled around, a good rush. It's honestly kind of the job of an onside kick team, just make a mess of the whole thing, and they did.
So Patrick Burke Jr. went up. Nick Cross had it bounce to him. And then Kongbo dove for it. He couldn't get it, and it is the right call. It was the Argos getting the football. Benoit dove on it. So 8 seconds to go, and the Argos will just take a knee. They're down to their 3rd string quarterback. Looks like Brian Scott out there now to be on the field in a CFL regular season game. And he'll take one more knee, and that will make this game official. So the Argos continue to be the cream of the crop in the CFL. They improve to 9-1. They win the Labor Day Classic for a 2nd straight year. 41-28 in a high-scoring affair at Tim Hortons Field. Time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessStorage.ca. Luke, what are your thoughts in this game? You're got your hands on your hips. I think your part of you wants to get out there and play again, but how are you feeling about what you saw from the Tiger Cats?
Yeah, well, just my heart goes out to the organization because this is a heartbreaker and it's tough, and it's just, again, I go back to what I said partway through this fourth quarter. You know, the 41-28 doesn't tell the whole story. I mean, the Ticats really were better than the Argonauts for long stretches of this game. You've got to handle the kicking game a little bit better. You got a huge return out of Tavares McFadden, which was a game-changing return. That was big. But the Argonauts are a team that you have to make them run the field when you can, and that did not happen a lot of times in this game. Once the score sort of started to separate, it was too far off, and the Ticats. I thought they're on a progression of having an offense that has more than one answer at the same time. James Butler again showed flashes tonight, and Tim White I thought had one of the best performances we've seen from him, including a touchdown reception and some really crucial second down catches, and that is something that the Ticat offense has not had. So there's some things that you can say went right, but when it comes right down to it, this is the most meaningful regular season game of the whole year, and it's a tough loss for this Ticat organization to take.
It is. The Argos are victorious. They improve to 9-1 on the season. The Tiger Cats fall to 4-7. They don't have much time. They'll be in Ottawa on Friday. Chad Kelly finishes the game with 9 straight completions, and Tiger Cats will meet the Argos one more time in the regular season, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Argos have the season series in 2023 against the Tiger Cats. So the final score, 41-28. Argos beat the Tiger Cats on the Labor Day Classic. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fanduz is coming up next. For our producer, Jake Varco, our statistician, Jeff Giordat, our operator, Michael Steyer, and for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Streaming live at listen.ticats.ca. This is the Ticats Audio Network.